Well, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, how the heck are you? I am Diana Clarion, the Lavender Lady, and this is the open chat. And we're going to see how things go because I've got a new system set up here. I don't know how many of you were looking at me yesterday when I went on to do a little bit of a test. I thank those of you who came by. It always amazes me when people have an interest in whatever the hell I'm doing, but there's no accounting for taste. All right, and then we have over in the right-hand seat, my right-hand lady, the beautiful, the brilliant, the one, the only, Kate Farr, Bionic Dance. How the heck are you?
Hi, everybody. I am not Diana Clarion, the Lavender Lady. Also, just like peeled myself out of bed. I made a video today. Go watch it, or I'll hurt you.
Yes,
And
it was a very good video. Please go watch. Please subscribe to
and
this lady.
I guess I just like finally let everything catch up to me, and I had to go saw some wood. Also, it turns out that the kitties were lying about that close without trying to murder each other. So,
Oh my.
that might be progress. And I figured, if the kitties are going to be on the bed, I might as well be there too and see which one of them comes up for a little affection.
Yay!
So,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
always a good thing. Do I take it that the kitties were still there and everything once you got into the bed and the menage a trois basically worked out very well and everything?
Well, Xander decided that my lap was his spot, and
Okay.
Columbia barely acknowledged the existence of either of us until, I was just about to get up. I literally woke up 3 minutes ago, people. And actually, no, I guess it's more like 5 now. But I opened my eyes and looked over to my left, and Columbia was there staring at us. And so I had to let her know that, yes, I still care.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I'm not sure she's forgiven me yet for bringing Xander into the home.
I don't know. The way kitties work, she may or may not ever forgive you for that.
Yeah,
What the heck?
but so if you see me noshing on a cracker or something, I skipped lunch. Cope.
Okay, then. Hey, no big deal. It's always good to have a little something, a little caloric intake. Some, as Purple Rhymes with Orange commented yesterday, agreement requires understanding. I will speak of the Futzeslets. Yes, you just consumed some of the Futzeslets. So that's what we were talking about then, okay? And yes, I'm very strange. I am very weird. We already know this. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my.
Well, I really like these clubby crackers. They're like buttery and stuff.
Okay, they are called. The brand name is Club Crackers. What is it, Keebler or
No,
something?
No.
No.
No. It's the style. Brand. These are actually Kellogg of all things, but you can get them at Keebler as well.
Oh, okay.
And generic. No, they're just club crackers, and they're very good.
I may have to get some. I know about them. I haven't had any in a dog's age, and to be absolutely honest with you, I don't know where that comes from. Where does that little thing come from in a dog's age? And I mean, dogs.
I've heard it as other things, actually.
Oh, okay.
Things that I'm not sure I'm allowed to say because they kind of sound racial.
Oops.
No, I'm dead serious. Let me G-rate it up for you.
Sure.
Not in a raccoon's age.
Oh, okay, fine. Yes. I wondered if that was.
I've heard that with the shortened version of raccoon, which unfortunately is also kind of racial.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. That's something I did need to do. I needed to change my screen a little bit. Change the layout. Let's go to Spotlight. There we go. Okay, everything's fine. Yeah, that little box of Keebler crackers. Did I say this already? I'm on a new system. I have 2 monitors right now, and I can tell.
No, I thought I already knew that.
Oh, okay. I did stuff with it for the first time yesterday, And I'll tell you what, I'm already seeing the advantages.
Hmm.
Yeah, I still have to do the other half of the system, however. Blonde over here did not order a sufficient number of cables to hook up both computers to the two
Hmm.
monitors. So tomorrow I get to sit by the door all damn day waiting for an order
Oh
to
wait.
hopefully come. Yeah, UPS will
So
not.
no, but hold on, wait. So not a dual monitor setup, but one monitor for each computer.
No, a dual monitor setup. What I have is I have a switch box that will allow me to have a dual monitor setup on two computers.
Okay,
Yeah, you got
gotcha.
yeah. Because I already had the two computers set up. It was a single monitor on each one, um, and then really about the only decent way to get anything done here would be to do the same thing, two monitors on two computers. Um, I'll see how it works on the other one. I really don't need two monitors on the other computer that I know of, but it sort of comes with the package. I may or may
Um,
not. What? What?
no, go on. I thought you were done.
Oh, I may or may not eventually need two monitors on the other system because there are two games I would like to buy as soon as I have some
Mhm.
money laying around. One of the games is the
Cyberpunk 2077.
oh, is that three games I want to buy?
Cyberpunk 2077 looked fucking badass.
Can
But
you
anyway, go on.
can you tell me about it? What's its plot?
Um, well, you ever see Blade Runner?
Yes, yes.
Okay, you ever see The Matrix?
No,
You ever encounter Shadowrun?
I've heard of it.
Okay, well, it's a sort of dystopian future, very cyberpunk, people jacking into the internet and all of that stuff. Corporations have taken over everything, that kind of thing. It looks pretty awesome, and it's got Keanu Reeves in it.
Ah,
Yep.
okay then. Something I might
Also,
want to look into. Why are you getting into my
I
pencil
wanted
drawer,
to say
Kitty?
something to Mr. Shadow Kitty. Something said a bunch of minutes ago. The kitties may not bond ever. Back when I was a kid, we had two cats, Kitty and Rover. Um, yeah, I'll discuss
I
those names
won't
some other
even.
time. And
Hi, Philip.
and the thing is that we got Rover like after we got Kitty, quite a while after we got Kitty, and those two hated each other, partly because Rover kept trying to attack Kitty, and
Sounds familiar.
Xander's been doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So um, and like he doesn't seem mean about it. He just wants to play, but Columbia
Mm-hmm.
wants nothing to do with it. And every time she runs away, he takes it as opportunity to chase and pounce.
Oh boy.
So, but although right now they are what, like a foot apart, and Columbia's not even growling. So maybe it's working out right now. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay, that sounds. Yeah, maybe it sounds promising. We'll have to see how that goes. Let me go back over the. There we are to the. Still learning how to use both screens. What is the best thing to look at on each of the screens and all that stuff. Anyway, yeah, the two games. One of them was the one we were talking about, the Creatura.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think I do want to buy that one because it looks interesting enough. There's another one I saw on the channel I talk about occasionally. The Gray Still Plays. He's a guy who reviews various computer games and video games and stuff like that. I saw one he did on something called Beware of Trains. It appears to be a train wreck simulator.
Oh, okay. Not what I thought you were gonna say.
Oh, okay. And every now and then I get into a mood where I want to destroy shit. Okay?
I
It's
know
it's
that
it's one of those
feeling.
things. Yes. So, maybe I'd be able to take my frustrations out on that game. I mean, it's only what, $10. Um,
Mm.
so what I
Well,
want, what?
there's another game I've been seeing that looks for all the world like it's some sort of killer train. like it's a sentient snake-like killer train, sort
Ooh.
of Godzilla style. I'm trying to find the name of it.
Oh my. That kind of reminds me of a Stephen King novel, but it wasn't a train. Wasn't there something
You're
like
talking
this?
about Christine.
Yeah, was that a sentient automobile?
It was a car. Yeah, it was a
Okay,
convertible,
okay.
I think. I don't know. I actually watched the movie recently, and it is so bad.
Oh boy! There's.
Mind you, one of these days I need to rewatch Maximum Overdrive because I don't really remember it and I was way too young to appreciate it. But like apparently Stephen King himself directed it and he was high on cocaine through the whole thing.
Oh,
And apparently it
jeez.
shows. Um I don't really remember it. I need to watch it.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. I take it. Is he all better now? I take it he's basically kicked the cocaine habit, or has he? I don't know.
I really have no idea. Although I've seen quotes from him saying, like, yeah, um, that movie was so bad. So he's at least self aware about it. And I
Okay.
guess trying to find this game with the killer train, and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. Oh. Well. Thank you, Shadow Kitty. Yeah, for the PTSD stream. That kind of clicked with me, and I wanted to come on in and have a look at what you guys were doing, and did a pretty darn good job of it. Are you going to be continuing that sort of thing, or was that a one-off?
You know,
And
a while back, somebody sent me a bunch of stuff off my Amazon wish list, and they included a bunch of PTSD awareness shirts, and I wasn't
hmm,
sure who it was that sent it. I think there was no note, but also, I mean, like, I don't have PTSD, at least as far as I know. So I, you know, like felt a little uncomfortable actually wearing them just because it felt disingenuous or something. You know, like what if someone
well,
comes up to me and says, well, no, I mean, what if someone comes up to me and says, hey, I'd like to know more about PTSD? I'm like, I don't know, someone just sent me this shirt. You know, I mean, it sounds really uncomfortable. So I
well,
wasn't sure what to do with the shirts.
I don't know. I mean, if you have the inclination to do that sort of thing, maybe it might be an opportunity to learn some stuff about it and do some awareness raising. I don't know. I mean, if that's up your street.
Mm, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, great, Shadow Kitty. Thank you. Yeah, this is a subject that really needs some discussion. Really, 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 really. I may or may not be one of those affected. I kind of have an appreciation of that sort of thing, but I really haven't talked to any professionals at length about it or anything like that. So I
Mm.
couldn't tell you for sure.
You know, like, okay, I said just a bit ago that I wasn't sure if I have PTSD. I know I'm a bit shell shocked when it comes to relationships after some of the crap I've been put through, but I
Mm.
don't think it's PTSD. You know, I think trying to describe it as PTSD might like irritate people because, I mean, number one, it's not diagnosed, but number two, I mean, you know, I've shied away from a few of the relationship opportunities I've had, but it's not like I flipped out the way some people with PTSD have. So I don't know. I don't think I can call it that,
Okay.
like legitimately.
Well, that's something, yeah, I wouldn't mind learning about as far as that goes. Are there levels of that sort of thing? Um, is
Mm.
there such thing as a mild form of PTSD where you merely get a little shaky over something rather than going, full on, as you say, jumping out of your skin or something like that?
Breaking down, whatever it is.
Yeah. You know what we may have to do? I may have to talk to you, Shadow Kitty. We may want to talk about this sort of thing. Let's maybe get some awareness raised as far as you and your stuff and everything else. So we'll talk. Anyway, Yeah, I forget what it was that I was talking about. Blount syndrome here, you forget.
PTSD.
Oh, okay. That well, I mean before that, but besides that,
Oh,
yeah, it's okay. Greg Hartwig says night. So are you going? Are you going? Bye bye. If you are going bye bye, well, be good, have fun, and all that other heavy stuff. You know how it is. Oh my,
mm.
oh my, oh my. Yeah, things are going all sorts of fun over here. I don't know that I've mentioned it or not. I know I mentioned it to you. No, wait a minute. Let's see if we can get the pointing going the right way here. No, that's not working either. There, that's working. I, I have to keep
What?
remembering that my screen is reversed. Okay, I've mentioned it to you before the show started. Um, one of the reasons I'm really chomping at the bit to get my stimulus money here is so I can maybe get something done with the little one. She seems to be dropping into heat again. Oh, good.
Mm.
And what, it's not so much getting the job done, and I can have that fairly cheaply. It's getting to the place where the job is done. Hiring a
Well, not,
car and going to the north side.
well, I mean, not to mention that there's a fucking plague.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I mean, I assume vets are deemed essential workers, but maybe not. I don't know.
Well,
But
let
even
well,
like, if you can help it, I would say don't like go out at all, cat or no cat.
yeah, well, there's no going out right now or anything that's like that because I mean, if this has started, it's already started. You know what the fuck. And then, as you say, there's a plague going on, and I'm not sure that I want to be going cross town in in a common carrier's vehicle to get to the vet and do this because
Yeah.
I mean the
Well,
what
we've had some really good rollerblading weather the last couple of days, and I'm like, oh, I'm not getting in a Lyft or an Uber to get to that bike path that's clear over on Coronado Island.
yeah,
No. So, I mean, yeah, I get you. Yeah.
absolutely. I mean the way things are going. Hi, Amiga Nuts. How you doing, sweetie? The way Pittsburgh's laid out, I live. Let's see. Wait a minute. I live down here. Okay, if you're looking at a map, I'm looking in the lower right corner. The vet is up there in the upper left corner, and there's a considerable distance between the two of us, maybe about 12 miles. Um, so it's nothing where I can, walk with the carrier or anything like that, no, the whole bit like
Right.
that. And it's like, okay, I think I'll wait on this one and see what the hell happens. But you talked about weather. Oh my fucking God. I looked out the window this morning, and when I say this morning, I mean it was like about 0600 hours or something like that. I'm reasonably sure that I saw snow. The,
Mm.
the trees out back looked white. And I'm like, what the? This is 12 May, guys. And if that's what I was
Well,
seeing, if I was seeing the schnozzes, then it's all screwed up. You know what? I know.
it's gotten up into the like low 80s here.
The low, you cut
80s
18.
Fahrenheit.
That was cut in half. The first
I
half of
said the
that
the
was,
low the low 80s
yeah, it
Fahrenheit.
was one of those things that sounded like a spring that went bling when you said 8, and that had disappeared.
Right.
So now we know
Well,
what was going on. Jesus. I mean, when I'm looking at this over
the,
here, what?
well, and a couple of days ago we also had an earthquake.
I missed that. Okay. Where was it on the whatever they're using instead of the Richter scale now?
Uh, as far as I know, they're still using that, aren't they?
I don't know. I thought they were not, but you never know. But okay,
Uh,
let's call it the Andy
well,
Richter scale and see what happens.
well, what I saw was it was like a 4 point something, but it was kind of
Ah,
far from us, so we only felt like literally all that happened. I went kind of
ah!
involuntarily for exactly that long, just da 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 da, and I was like, was that an earthquake? And looked it up. So yeah, that was a friggin' earthquake.
I've actually been through a couple of those. Uh, where I am now, and it amazes me. I thought that this neighborhood was geologically stable as far as that goes, but no, I guess there's a little bit of a fault that runs from Virginia to Ohio. Um, and I experienced one earthquake in Ohio. It sounded, and I mean sounded, like a truck going by, a very heavy truck. And there was the whole rumbling as the house shook for about 3 or 4 seconds. And then over here was that famous earthquake centered in Virginia. I'm sure you've seen some of the memes where you had the lawn furniture, and then the chair was overturned, and it read, "We shall rebuild."
Oh yes, that.
That one I've been through. Yeah, where I'm sitting at my desk, and there was a little bit of a like that, and wait a minute, and I look over toward the rack with my booze on it, and I see the level of the liquid going like this. Holy shit! It's another earthquake. I love it. That's the only way I knew. I think it was like a 3.5 or a 4 or something like that, and that was.
Well, back in like 2021, something like that, we had one in Seattle. And I've probably told this story before, but I was working at a video game company called Zombie in Pioneer Square. Now, Pioneer Square has a lot of our older buildings in Seattle. I say our, I don't live there anymore, but it still feels like home. And
Mm,
so, like, all of a sudden, we're watching the bricks shimmying
oops.
back and forth,
Oops.
right? And so everyone figures, quick, head for the fire escape. I don't know why I had to go for the fire escape against what we thought was the fire escape. We go, no one can figure out how to get the. We go and run out the front door like we should have. And everyone breathes a sigh of relief, then looks up and sees those electrified bus fires doing this. And we're like, yeah, we're kind of fucked, aren't we? But that earthquake apparently was unusual because it lasted several minutes,
Oh
right?
wow.
We're all just sort of standing out there surfing on the sidewalk for a while, and then it was over, and they said, "Yeah, okay, everyone just go home." So,
Oh
yeah,
wow, that's amazing. Um, I forget which waves those are, but yeah, you've got the sharp waves, and then you've got the more
the
drawn
aftershocks.
out. Yeah, you P waves and S waves, primary and secondary. I forget what the hell they are, but and then of course there are the aftershocks. I mean, I've had the opportunity to stand in an earthquake simulator. The Natural History Museum here in Pittsburgh, the Carnegie Museum of Natural History, has an earthquake simulator. You're going to actually stand on this platform and get something of an idea of what it's like to be in an earthquake. I mean, you don't have the
Mm.
walls falling down around you, but you do have the undulations and everything else. And yeah, they what?
Well, I have to admit, I've never really known how long most earthquakes, like big ass ones, last. I mean, one gets the impression it's like several minutes of rumble, 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 but then I've gotten the impression that no, they're over pretty fast.
Well, I'm just gonna do a little something here. How long did the 1906 earthquake last? Holy shit. Okay,
Mm.
45 to
Is that the
6.
one that, wait, real quick, is that the one that leveled San Francisco?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, not so much the earthquake, but the fire afterward with the damage caused. Yeah, 45 to 60 seconds.
Yikes. Okay.
So you've got 3/4 of a minute to a minute that baby went on. what I can see here, and this is just what's on the Google page, the great earthquake broke loose some 20 to 25 seconds later. Then what? I'm not sure. With an epicenter near San Francisco, violent shocks punctuated the strong shaking, which lasted some 45 to 60 seconds. The earthquake was felt from southern Oregon to south of Los Angeles and inland as far as central Nevada.
Wow.
Okay, that was one hell of a quake. Yeah, I don't remember its rating or anything like that, but yeah, and as I say, my understanding is that the fires actually caused more damage than the quake itself. But
So ever since that earthquake, like the one we just had, what's been going through my head is that Animaniacs song. You know, a quake. The ground begins to shake. You're bouncing across the floor and watching all your dishes break. That one.
all right,
The dirt, the rocks, those crazy aftershocks. Anyway, yeah, it's just a
you'll just
planet
be over
moving,
there.
granite,
Yeah.
several city blocks. Yeah, that one. Um, so
While you're singing that, I'm sitting here thinking, "Oh Christ, am I going to get another copyright strike?" I,
I sure hope you're not getting those from me, like deciding to
no,
subject everyone to my singing.
it's great. Yesterday, I got a copyright strike for a film I put up 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, that keeps happening. A couple of videos got like not copyright strikes exactly. There were copyright claims by various companies, and unlike when your video is demonetized, they show you a time frame that says from here is where the copyrighted problem is, right? Which was nice, but it also gave me the opportunity to dispute it, which
Ah,
I did
yeah, uh-huh.
because what they were claiming fell clearly into fair use. Clearly fair use. So I
Okay.
just said, yeah, I cited chapter and verse of the free use, and yeah, they dropped their claim.
Yeah, this particular one, one may or may not be able to call it fair use. It was, I think, 20 seconds or so of a Beatles song. But that music company is famous for being arseholes about copyrights. So it's like, okay,
Mm.
I'll just wait until August when it goes away, and no big deal. Um, but it's interesting to me that they waited 2 years because that went up in April of 2018.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though, is I'm not sure they're necessarily aware of it. You know, I mean, I'm not really sure how the algorithm works for, excuse me, detecting copyrighted content. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, did YouTube go, wow, this looks similar to something of yours? Or did you find it somehow? I don't know. It's kind of like I'm always boggled by, for example, oh gosh, why am I blanking on the name of it? Shazam, the phone app that can identify a song by listening to it.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
like, how many songs can it get through to find a match that quickly? Like I've had it find a match in 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. Maybe even less. It's like I click and all of a sudden goes bang, and I see a result. And I'm like, how did you go through that many songs that fast? So I don't really know how a potential copyright violation is found. I really don't.
Yeah, neither do I really. I don't know if they have hired staff that are sitting there watching and listening to every YouTube video in
That's
existence.
impossible.
You
That's
know?
impossible.
I mean,
But I mean,
yeah, I was
seriously, though,
being,
like the way they do it when you are monetized and they give you the yellow sign and you say no, no, may I review this, they do literally have someone watch the video. I'm surprised. Like I hear that's the whole video, which has to suck for some of these poor people. But I mean, like I wish they could give you a time code in your video that triggered the algorithm so you could know what you did and avoid it in the future, but they never
yes,
do that.
yes, absolutely. No, I've had one of those. The show where we got the plug pulled on us.
Mm.
The thing with I hope bad things happen to Donald Trump. That one. They actually said, okay, here's the video. Look in this general area, and you're going to see, why we pulled the plug. And I saw exactly. Yeah, it was okay. It was because of that thing that kind of sounded like a threat. It was like, okay,
Mm.
I'll just leave it alone. Now, it wasn't a threat by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, I'm sure that those who were so inclined would think so. Hi, Master Zenith. Yay, 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 yay. Yeah,
Well, I
that's
mean,
Frank, I
I
think. Hmm?
I have been taking a certain amount of delight in watching people commit suicide by virus, and hearing about
Yeah.
how all those people who work closely with people in the Oval Office who are coming up positive for corona is sort of making me chortle a little. Because I mean, I've adopted the basic idea of if I'm going to get through 2020, I have to laugh or else I'll cry.
I'm with
And
you.
so
I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
point and laugh at people who are being stupid with their own lives. Because I mean, when I go out to the supermarket, I don't just wear a mask; I wear rubber gloves too. You know,
Oh
and I'm
my.
sure there's someone out there who's rolling their eyes, going, "Oh, fucking paranoid." I'm like, "Yeah, but I might live."
There you go. What you really need to do is, have those mom gloves. Do you remember the cartoon Dexter's Laboratory?
Never watched it.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, Dexter's mom was one of these people who was afraid of any germs or any dirt or anything like this, and wore those yellow gloves that were like the in a half-meter thick neoprene with the big cuffs on them and that sort of thing. Yeah, you need to go out in public with those guys.
Mm. Well, okay. Did you ever watch? You Can't Do That on Television.
I may have seen a clip or two.
Like after your time. But there was this one mom character who is always dressed in the I'm doing dishes gloves.
That's the kind of gloves I'm speaking of. Yeah,
Yeah. I figured it was, but I figured I'd mention it.
that I don't understand now, though. The I'm
Ah,
doing.
I found it. I found the thing I was looking for, the train game. It's called Snake Bus, and so it's not a train. It's a
Oh,
bus.
oh,
But yeah,
okay.
okay.
I'm gonna
I
write that
don't know why
down.
I thought it was a train.
Okay, I'm gonna write that
I
down.
suppose it's a big, long, snaky bus, and it sure as hell looks like a train.
I want to know if there's one out there called the Magic Bus. The Magic Bus, but that's that's another story
Yeah.
entirely.
Here, take a
Uh,
look. Right?
oh my!
Yeah. So I mean, it's literally a oh, it's snaky bus, not
Snaky
snake bus.
Bus.
But yeah,
Oh
it's
my
you're
word!
so yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of.
That looks like fun. That really does. Yeah, I mean, if it's good for getting frustrations out and everything else, God, I need that. I really, really freaking need that. Um,
Mm.
yeah, the days and nights have not been good lately, and it's just where you need something like that, and might be a little bit of a stress relief or something. And, we'll worry about that later. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, so far so good. I'm getting accustomed to this. There's two screens. I like it. What do we have here?
I don't think I needed to know that, Master Zenith.
Oh, he comes up with the good stuff like that. Yes. Took me a while to figure out who that was when I first saw the name, but now that I know, that's Frank. Um, and that's
Okay.
yeah, he's
Right.
in Australia, a rather interesting character. Um, Likable enough, what can I tell you? But You're a sweetie. That's what you are. Anyway, now I'm looking at your boom over there, and that's the other thing I've got to figure out. I've got to figure out how to get my microphony working.
Oh, this. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the boom, I've got the microphone and everything, but it's the one, you've noticed it already, that has that whine going on, the interference noise.
Oh,
Yeah, and I gotta get.
that was a result of your microphone stand?
Uh, it appears to have been the microphone itself.
Oh. So not the stand. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just that having that stand and having the microphone on it was kind of nice, um, and I kind of miss it, but we'll work on it. You know, one of those deals. Um,
Right.
See how that goes, and it may take me another half a year to figure out what the heck is causing all that noises, and figure out a way to eliminate it. It took me long enough to figure out how to eliminate the problem. I think you've seen it already. There have been the times when my OBS screen becomes a still picture. You know, the picture I'm picking up from the chat, that would freeze. It would become a still picture, and I have no idea, or I had no idea what was going on at the time, or how to fix it, or anything like that. Just recently, I found out that it was very, very likely a problem with the drivers, the the drivers for my video card, and I had to make sure that I had the most recent drivers and the best drivers and everything else. Otherwise, OBS wouldn't work with them. So yeah, when I set up the system a couple of days ago, I had that frozen picture syndrome. But when I used the proprietary drivers, the drivers that NVIDIA supplies, it seems to have fixed it. So I hope it works.
Well, I have to say that that sounds just a little bit like arrogant and prideful of OBS to not be willing to work with all of that.
It
It's
kind of
like,
does
come on.
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's they want everything just so before it'll work, but I seem to have got everything just so, and I'll keep my mouth shut for a while. Um, I mean, I already let um, the Windows people. Newegg has this reporting thing where you can review a product that you have bought through them, and I bought my copy of Lindblow's through Newegg, so I told them exactly what I thought of it, and I had to edit it a couple of times because they didn't like the words I was using. Uh,
Uh,
I mean, they didn't like the word crap. So I wanted to convey the idea, well, using words that were acceptable to them. So they may or may not publish the whole thing, but I ended up with a title of "Best to Flush It Down the WC." They at least took that, and I told them why. Oh my word! When I installed the Windows on the other machine, the one that's not hooked up right now, it took me all day, literally, to get that thing going. Whereas this machine that I'm using right here has two Ubuntu systems on it. They're dual booted. Total installation time was about 2 hours.
okay.
That's just one difference. And the audio works here. That's the other one. I don't have a problem with getting the audio to work right, because the other Windows system, I'd get the audio going, and then if I plugged the headphones in, the audio would quit working. I was like, oh, what the hell? So we'll see what happens when I get the other machine hooked up tomorrow. I hope I can get it hooked up. I hope I can get it hooked up without sitting by the main door to the building all day.
Yeah. It's fun. I've been having to order a lot of things off of Amazon lately just because I can't get them out in the world. And so many essential things aren't arriving until Thursday.
Okay,
Like, for
okay.
example, the supermarket has been out, I repeat, out of rice since the hoarding started.
Oh,
And
wow.
I am out of rice. So I ordered a 4 pound bag of basmati, and it's not showing up till Thursday. And I mean, I can't complain too much without sounding like uber privileged, but at the same time, damn it, I need to eat.
That's dinner.
And
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, so I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Oh man, I got kind of lucky when the hoarding first started. I was curious about whether or not they had rice, and they had a.
Robert X is saying I'm out of sync.
Yeah, I don't offhand. Excuse me. I don't offhand know. Wait a minute. I'm going to bring this up, and it's going to be horrible. Kind of lucky when the hoarding first started. I was curious about whether or not they had rice, and they had a.
I mean, to be fair, I don't necessarily have to have my camera on,
Yeah,
but
I don't. Okay, I think I see what he's saying. Yeah, I think I see it. Darn it. And I'm not sure exactly why this is doing what it is doing. Um, I hate to piss with it, to tell you the truth, because I'd probably break it, one of these things.
for all I know, it's on my end.
How's it looking for the rest of you kids? Um, Let me know in the side chat if you don't mind. Um, but
Oh, like that many people watching us.
Yeah, there you go. Got 6 people watching now. Oh my. But I was looking just to see if they had rice, and they were essentially out. However, they did have a few 15-pound bags of a short grained rice. And I said,
Mm.
screw this. I'm going to buy a bag. And I carried 15 pounds of rice home with me, and I'm still eating it, and hopefully it'll last me a while. Oh, look at that, will you? There's a Xander. Hi, you.
Columbia's right there too, and he was like headed straight for her, so I had to restrain him. I don't know if she'll be okay with it. Nope, 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 nope.
Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. I don't know. Some people's Columbia kitties, you know? Well, some people's Xander kitties, as far. Oh, look at that face. Look at that face. He was looking right at the camera with those eyes like.
You know what I've actually discovered that works so much better than the squirt bottle? Compressed air.
Oh,
It
really?
makes a hissing sound and it freaks Xander out like you wouldn't believe. He bolts when he hears that.
Oh my! I may have to try that when she gets too close to the houseplants. Because
Yeah.
I've got 3 cans of this stuff. I bought a 3-pack. I don't know how long ago, and I think maybe used half a can so far. Oh gosh, that was all kinds of fun. I may have used half
What?
a can. I may have used half
Um,
a can when I put the new video cards in the 2 machines. God, it was dusty in there.
every now and then I have to tear down one of my machines and blow out all the cat hair.
Okay then. Yeah. Now I haven't had a problem as such with the cat fur. It's all been dust. Um, Now
Well,
what are you doing?
um,
What are you doing and why are you doing it?
there are these little vents at the front of one of my computers. I don't know if you see this lint here,
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
but yeah, it gets all the heck over.
Yeah. I get some of that on the fronts of the cases, as I have the fans in the front that are drawing air in, And yeah, it'll get all piled with. I don't have that much cat fur on here yet, but of course it's only been. When the hell did I put the video cards in the machines? Last week, but I forget what day. Oh well, such is the life.
And now I've got that song in my head. Thank you so much.
What is this from Harmonica Man?
Johnny Dangerously.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's literally called "This Is the Life," and it's by Weird Al Yankovic.
Ah, that Porozhnie.
Yeah, have you seriously never seen Johnny Dangerously?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I've seen it and I love it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
one of my ex-girlfriends really liked the film, and that's how I saw it the first time. And oh God, it was so much. Um, oh, I have the face, and I can't see the name of the.
Michael Keaton.
Thank you. That's it. Yeah, did a great job, and whoever it was that did the mobster with fucking ice holes.
Yeah, that guy. Yes, that's where I got "Son of a Motherless." No, wait, no, that was Three Amigos with "Son of a Motherless Goat."
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I may,
different movie, completely different movie.
I may actually have to watch that film someday. I mean, you've got Steve Martin, and I'm trying to remember who the other two guys
Martin
are.
Short and Chevy Chase.
Ah, Da Porozhnie. Okay, there we go. Yes. And in case anyone is wondering, that is that is perfectly legal Russian. It translates to yes, fermentation.
Okay. Fermentation.
Yes, Brezhnev. Uh, I originally
Yeah.
came up with it.
Blub.
There you go. I originally came up with it because it sounded interesting. Just the sounds put together. Da Brezhnev. And I found out it had a translation. Wonder Lady told me, yeah, it means yes, fermentation is all. Oh, shit. And then we have the little one over there who's, yes, being all cat in heat ish. All right then. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll eventually be able to take care of that and whatever else. And she won't be quite as
How old
annoying.
is she now?
Um, she's about to turn 4 in my reckoning.
Oh, okay. She's younger than I thought.
Yeah, I took a guess at the time of her birth. Hey, don't do that. You want to go to the East Coast. Um, when I took her in, I weighed her. She was about 3.5 pounds, and I looked at her size. And okay, from what I can tell, she looks to be about 12 weeks old, and that set a guess at her birthday at May 27th. So, about 2 weeks, she's going to be 4 years old. At least by
Well,
my.
like I said, that's a lot younger than I thought. I thought she was
Oh,
older than that.
oh, okay. Yeah, I took her in August of 16. She was
Okay.
she was behind my building. I'm sure you've heard the story. Many of you have. I was taking the garbage out one day, and I heard, "Ee, ee, ee," and I'm looking, and I finally narrowed down the source of the sound as under a parked car at the curb, and I could see something vaguely cat-shaped, but it wasn't moving. And I said, okay, fine. I went back into the apartment a couple days later, taking out some more garbage, and there's this tiny kitten. Well, not so tiny, but tiny kitten, young kitten, wandering around in the lawn. And I'm, okay, do I? Don't I? Do I? Don't I? Oh, hell yeah! Ran into the
Yeah, how do
apartment.
you not go up to a cat?
Yeah, ran into the apartment, grabbed a can of tuna, opened it, came out, put the tuna down. this stuffed her face into the can like she hadn't eaten in days, and perhaps she hadn't. So I was able to pick the two of them up together, cradle them in my arms while I went to the apartment, set her down with the tuna can. She spent the next couple of days under my dining table.
Sorry, that
what
was
do you have there?
text message. Oh, one of my prescriptions is ready. Why couldn't that have happened yesterday when I actually went out?
Moo. Yeah, I got you on that one. No, but
Yeah.
yeah, she spent a couple days under my dining table. But then she kind of decided that she would come out and say hi and everything else. And I guess she kind of likes it here with me because, oh, look at that. That's really interesting. Everything seems to have frozen. Um, okay, OBS is fine. The OBS screen itself is moving around, so it's got to be my YouTube screen. Anyway, there, everything's fine now. If I'm in here and I'm bringing something in from the grocery store or something like that, and I'll open the door where I've set the bags outside the door, and I open the door and I'll leave it open and bring the bags in. She looks at the door, looks at me, looks at the door, looks at me. Hey, human, the door, it's open. You might want to close it. Exactly once she tried running out into the hall. Ran out there. Looked up one side, looked up there. Oh, hell! Back in here. And so I'm not having anything to do with it out there. So, okay, just as long as I'm, what are you doing? What are you trying to eat? Please don't eat my denture cream. Yeah, you're in heat. Okay. Such is the life on that one. But I'm happy that she seems to be happy here. Oh, and I weighed her recently. 8 pounds.
Yeah?
So she's a little heavier than I had thought she was. I had been thinking she was around 6. So she seems to be doing pretty well as far as health goes and everything else. What I'm going to have to do is, once I get things taken care of with her internally and everything, what I might have to do now is measure the amount of cat food I put in the bowl at the beginning of the day. And the beginning of the next day, measure how much cat food is left in the bowl and see how much she eats and get a handle on what she's eating and stuff, because I may or may not want to free feed after she's spayed.
Mm.
Oh, hi, JC. I'm referring to Sylvia. Yeah, I've had the thought, and I'm thinking still that it might be kind of nice to have a friend for Sylvia. I mean, you know how it is. Humans kind of like to have other humans around, which is something I have no idea of at this point, but that's beside the point. And I've noticed that kitties kind of like to have other kitties around.
Well,
mean,
some
she's
of them do anyway.
I mean, she seems to like me and everything else like that, but she may or may not like to have another kitty around. I've been had by multiple cats at least half my life. Anywhere from.
Well, that's just pathetic. You really should get better at spotting their lies if they keep having you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, anywhere from 2 to 16. That episode with the 16 cats. Oh God, that was interesting. That's when I was effectively homeless and I was living in a bombed out house. Boy, am I glad those days are over. I hope I never see them again. But that's another story entirely. Where's the little one? She walked off and she's up to something. I don't know what she's. Well, yeah, she's up to something, and whatever that is, it's no good. Um, oh, she is such a cutie. Yes, she is. Um, she's a good kitty. Not always nice, but she's a good kitty. Uh, there was well, there still is, a cat cradle over by my by my closet door. It looks to be, I don't know, maybe about a foot and a half long. She still likes to sit up there and everything else. But when I first took her in was when I bought that. She only took up half of it. I mean, there's this little kitten. I may have to pull out some baby pictures someday. Not today. But real cutie. Yeah, you endeared yourself to me. Yes. She's down by the chair here.
Well,
Um,
I know I told you the story about when Kylie and I found uh, the kitten who would eventually become Dizzy in our household,
oh.
uh, who, we found her in the wheel well of a car during a rainstorm.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, similar story, not quite the same, but similar.
Mm. Yeah, JC, my two girls had litters at the same time. And I can't quite remember if it was five each or six each. And then I had six adults in that house. So yeah, there were I think 16 felines of various ages. I remember one morning I woke up on my mattress on the floor to hear that really high pitched, a whole shitload of it, and it's like, okay, they gave birth. Yeah, each of them was nursing, something like a half dozen kittens. Oh Lord. Don't want that happening again. Nope. Nope. JC, imagine all the fur, imagine all the cat crap. Just
I have the vaguest memory of Kitty, the one that I was talking about. She had kittens when I was really little, like a toddler, and I remember my parents giving them away and me being very, very, very unhappy. I wanted to keep just one, and my parents wouldn't let me.
oh,
Yeah,
damn.
then they had her fixed.
Yeah, and the darn thing was she wasn't even broken in the first place, right? This is what I don't
Mm.
understand. You go to have your kitty or your puppy fixed, but they weren't broken. What you've done in getting them fixed is to essentially break them. They don't work as advertised anymore.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I understand the term as they mean it, but that does seem weird. And spade is a weird term too. I mean,
Yeah.
I had my cat spayed. I mean, neutered, I get. But I've never heard anyone like, someone gets her fallopian tubes tied. And yeah, I just, you know, you don't hear that. It's not a thing. So
Someday I'm going to
I don't
look
know.
up the origin of that word and what really, oh God, was it today or yesterday that you put up a tweet about the way people pronounce a certain word, and is it okay to cringe every time I hear it?
Oh,
Um,
that was it was not pronunciation though.
oh, it
Wasn't
wasn't.
pronunciation. No, it was. Is it okay to quite physically wince when somebody says irregardless?
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Yes. Now, some of the neighborhoods I grew up in. Okay, when I came out to Pittsburgh, and since, over these last 30 plus years, I've mostly lived in depressed neighborhoods. I mean, the streets are very sad. You can see the streets curved, like a frown. Okay, they're no, that's very bad. But besides that, the people in these neighborhoods, okay, their mental capacity is not quite up to par with mine.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'm going to pat myself on the back when I say that. Their mental capacity isn't necessarily up to par with that of a grapefruit. And there's this word that they use
Oh dear.
to describe the process of having a female non-human animal surgically sterilized. I,
Oh.
I got my cat spaded last week.
Oh,
Ah!
goodness. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Spaded.
Yes,
Wow.
because they hear spade or they think of spade as the process itself rather than the past tense of that verb. And it's
Ugh.
and okay, I know that I do the same sort of thing, but I'm joking when I do it. Um, when I find it something, I'm doing exactly what they do, but I know what I'm doing, and I'm doing it for a laugh, and I hardly get any laughs, but that's beside the point.
Right.
Oh, good. But Oi. I mean,
Yeah.
I have the taste of burning sodium in my mouth right now, just
Well,
because of
okay.
thinking
You
of it.
know, one that no joke me makes me like quite murderous is when people say data instead of data.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, what's his face? Feist Rhino does that all the time in his videos, and the number of times I've hovered the mouse over unsubscribe, and I'm like, no, not for that, not just for that, but still, I
Duke,
just that one makes me want to murder people. It's not data, it's data.
Duke,
Ugh.
cutie, how are ya? I haven't seen you in a while. Yay! All the fun people are coming in here. Yes, Duke Bonanza. He's such a sweetie. But, well, okay, you're probably going to want to hit me with something. The one that actually
Hmm.
kind of makes me cringe when you
Hmm.
have a chart with the points on it. And
Hmm.
you can say that these are data points or data points,
Ugh.
whatever you want to say. But when people refer to a single point, they call it a data. No, it's a datum. It's a
Datum.
Latin name or datum, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's Latin for Christ's sake. So data, whatever, is the plural.
Well, and
Nobody.
it's the same thing with dice versus
Oh my
die.
word, yes. Oh God, yes, yeah.
Oh, people, understand that you do not have a dice. You have a die. It is,
hmm
I assume, made like as in it's been die cut, as in like it was cut in a die.
Well, okay, now that's an interesting little thing here. If memory serves, when you're talking about one of those cutting implements, when something is die cut or something like that,
Hmm.
many of those are dies, whereas the cube of some material, say originally bone or now some sort of polycarbonate plastic or whatever. Yeah, a singular is a die, a plural, you have dice. Um, it's interesting how these forms differ for the different applications of what sound like the same word but actually are not. I am assuming that die in reference to a bone, as they were once called. They were once called bones. The Rush song, "Roll the Bones." They're talking about rolling
Yes.
dice. Um,
Yes.
Whereas the cutting tool, that may have a different origin. and different plural, that sort of thing.
You ever been unwilling to tell someone that you like Rush because you're afraid they'll think you mean Limbaugh?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh man, I won't call Rush my favorite band, but I do like them. I mean, I've known about them since I was in high school, and yeah, I know that was a hell of a long time ago. They they got a lot of their name in Cleveland. Used to come down to the Agora all the time. This is how I knew about them. Not that I had ever been to the Agora to hear them, not that I would have been allowed to, but I heard other kids talking about that. Um, and I have to say that at the moment, my favorite Rush song is Roll the Bones. Okay. Yeah, I forget the name of the album. It's the one with the Tinker Toys on the cover. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to sit here and talk about it. Roll the Bones album. Do 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 do. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's called Roll the Bones. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my word. Oh my word. But that's all right. Okay, if you threw a computer mouse in a box with others, would it be a box full of mouses? I don't know. You do. Oh, okay. Okay. Um, thank you. I just got corrected. That's great. Because I wasn't altogether certain. I had thought that. Why is that doing that? Okay, let's try that over there. I had thought that computer mice were mouses, but no, I'm wrong. Okay. I got loud and Kate is inaudible. Okay, fine. I like that. Settings is. All right then. Okay, what have we got over here? I'm watching your little thing as you speak. God, that sounded bad. Okay, you are not speaking. I'd like to see what your level cut. Oh, it did. Oh, okay, okay. I'm reasonably sure I know where that came from. Let me see what I can do to fix it. All right, input, and then we're going to. Yeah, I was on the digital input for one of them, and I went to. Oh, what's the word for it? Analog. That's the word. Okay, how's it sound to everybody now? I went to the other mic. I went to the other microphony. I have two. Okay, great. I'll leave it here. Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to do something about that. You know, okay. Tú estés debetrando. Oh my. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, boy, moi. I just don't know. but that's beside the point. Yeah, how do you have that? The point, let's get on camera here. The point is over here, and it is over here. See, it's beside the point. No. Okay, then, what am I shifted? Oh. How's that? No, it's turned off again. Okay, it's not letting me turn the thing on. I'm not going to worry about it because this is visible only to you. My camera doesn't get broadcast, but I'm going to have to fix it. I'm going to have to find out why it's doing what it's doing and then do something about it. When you look at the YouTube, you do see me in the upper left corner, but that's because the camera I'm using for that is not broadcasting on the chat. I have a feeling it may simply have some. Well, let me look at it now. And of course, I'm going to screw everything up, but that's beside the point. Okay, the video over here. Okay, that one camera failed. Let's go to that. Okay, that might have fixed it. As long as it didn't screw up the OBS, we're fine. And it appears to be okay. So I'm not going to worry about it. Yay! Yeah, this is what happens when you're still working the bugs out of a new setup. I wish... Oh, I do know that story. The era is that of the ENIAC. One of the first computers, it may have been the first digital computer, vacuum tubes and everything. They were having problems. Something was not working correctly. You go into the cabinet, and in the cabinet, among all of the vacuum tubes, is a dead roach. So that's how you came up with the bugs in the system. Oh, darn it. Well, I mean, it was a cool, this was in the 1940s, so maybe it was cooler then. I don't know. I can come up with something, I suppose. Build a time machine, go back then. Yeah, it really was. Oh my, oh my. I have never had the occasion to work on a system that was susceptible to that sort of thing. But, yeah. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Did you get attacked at it? Hi, Trans Gamer Girl. How you doing? Yay! Welcome to this den of iniquity. I hope that's been fixed. Yeah, that was okay. You still cannot hear Kate. Let me see what we can do with that. Okay, Paribatis, we are going to Yeah, now we've got two webcam. No, we've got two webcams on here. Um, so we're going to go down there. And we're going to say, okay. And then we are going to get over here. Going to go to the default. And we're going to go over there. Oh, hi, yay. Yes. I would like to be there, and I'm having a hell of a time getting it there because for some reason, the OBS setup likes to change things even when I haven't. Okay, how are we going with this now? Can you guys hear?
Well, it would probably help if I blathered a little first.
A little bit. And then, okay, Mom NATO, hi, are you there? Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, and she's very quiet.
Yeah, you're down in the, you're about 2 by.
Any better?
A little bit.
Is that better?
Could be better than that.
Yeah, I can barely hear you at all.
Hold on, let me see what's going on. We got a new headset, so.
Ah, the
I
Prajnia.
don't have this mic.
Not
Yes.
the best headset in the world.
Well, no, I probably have to change my settings because I had everything turned down because my other headset would echo so bad.
Okay, now
Oh.
it's better now than it was, say, half a minute ago. Okay, sounds
That's
okay
good.
now. Great. Yeah, I am really, really sorry about this. I have set this whole system up. I set it up for the 2 monitors. And when I did that, I had everything down and I reinstalled everything from scratch. And there's part of the reason I had not been able to shake all of the bugs out yet. Especially with, okay, when you have something like you can't hear Kate, that sort of thing. On this system, I have a really, really hard time. It's essentially impossible to test the sort of part of the system that, okay, Kate comes in on without somebody actually being there. So, yeah, I mean, yesterday I probably should have invited somebody on, but I didn't, and it's my fault. I hope that we have this whole thing doing okay.
Yeah, I didn't know you were running a stream yesterday.
I didn't either. I just decided, okay, you know what? I think I'm just going to turn this thing on and see if it works. It was just a spur of the moment. It's like,
Okay,
So,
it's still quiet.
you're
You're
quiet,
still
but you're.
barely audible. Like
Okay.
barely.
Hold on, let me see what I can do to fix this. I know what I need to do. Hold on.
Yeah, I was on the air for about an hour yesterday.
Yeah. Trying to think what I was doing when you were on.
I know that
Because I'm
you
sure
had,
I was doing something.
you had made a tweet. I know because the time showing on the tweet kind of corresponded to the period of that broadcast. Yeah, I'm going to go back here. I certainly hope. Okay, you guys were hearing her. Okay, and it appears okay, with any degree of luck, the problem started when I switched settings on the Google Meet on the chat. Okay, so hopefully everything's done. Hopefully everything's good. Yeah, this is a really interesting thing with the way I've got things set up right now. When I set up Google Meet, it locks out the camera it uses. Nobody else can use that OBS cannot use that camera. so I have to play with the cameras and the microphones and to get them to play nice together. And that takes a little bit of time, and it's never quite the same every time I do it. So right
Yeah,
now,
I
I
have to
hmm?
remember where to go. I have to remember where to go for my settings. Uh, let's see.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, there you go. So you have to remember where to go and what to do when you get there. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, scheiße.
Right when we got there, you're supposed to take a left turn.
Yes.
left turn at Albuquerque.
Yep.
God, it's been a
There
long
are so
time.
many place names that are like so much fun to say, like Albuquerque and Sheboygan.
Yeah, and I happen to be a person who knows where Sheboygan is. Yes.
It's like New Jersey, isn't it? Or
Um,
Ohio.
Oh yeah, I have my microphone gain set at, or my microphone level set at 2.
oh
Well, that would
no,
explain a
that would
lot.
explain a great deal. No, no.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
now you're. Oh yeah, you're much better. Much. The last
But
time
we're also getting some weapons grade echo too.
Hold on.
you broke it, that's what you did.
Yeah, I just have to figure out the right balance. Hold on.
Well, echo shouldn't even be a thing
With the
unless
headset, yeah, I know, but it's always been a problem. I need to get a sound card that's decent,
Okay then, and
which
unfortunately,
I can do now that we've got money.
a sound card that's decent.
Well,
So
lucky.
one that doesn't walk around naked. Then
There you go. Lucky you.
All right,
I'm
is that
still
any better?
waiting for my money. Yes, many much.
Okay, still any? Is there a lot of echo now?
echo is not a thing I'm currently hearing.
Right.
Okay, good. Well, I set it at
Okay,
35.
Okay. Now, as far as Sheboygan goes, picture Wisconsin in your head. You've got that that little thing where you've got the spit of land, extending into Lake Michigan, where Green Bay is.
That's where Sheboygan is.
Yes, and Sheboygan is on that spit of land, southeast of Green Bay, almost due east of Oshkosh.
Oshkosh
Oh
bagosh.
my gosh! Yes, I remember those shoes. I never wore any, but I remember their
They weren't
existence.
just shoes; they were clothing too.
Yeah, I was
Were
going to ask,
they?
didn't they make jeans?
Dungarees and overalls.
Man,
Maybe it's just me, but I don't want to wear clothing with dung in the name.
there you go.
Well, it was just another name for jeans.
Yes, but it still turns me off.
Yes.
It may or may not
Yeah.
have had something to do with the city or whatever called Dungari. Let's find
Yeah.
out.
But yes, so we got a ceiling fan for Tornado's room, and I gave him an option. He could either have the new headset, which I really didn't want him to have because he tends to blow through headsets, and I didn't want him to have a $60 headset and destroy it in 3 months. Or he could have my old headset. So he has my old headset, and I have the new one.
Okay, then that kind of works out fairly well, doesn't it? Yes.
Well, he likes my old one because the old one has really soft, cushiony ear pads, and they go around his entire ear instead of sitting on his ear, so they don't press his ears into his glasses, which is a pain in the ass for everybody who wears glasses.
Yeah, I don't think you should be wearing glasses there.
Get
Mm-mm.
over here, you.
But
But-
no,
Okay.
Okay, spectacles.
Mando patriste. Okay.
As
yeah.
long as he's not wearing his testicles there.
Oh
Right.
my! Oh my! Oh my! Okay.
Well,
I'm-
I don't know. I made a decision for what I'm going to do as soon as the lockdown's over.
Oh, what's that?
I'm going to find a fucking swimming pool.
I did see
Oh.
that. Yes.
So long.
I would like
See,
to do that as well.
I could go to the beach. The beaches are open here, but no.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's like going to the beach right now is something I will decline.
Yeah,
Well, the beach I'm
absolutely.
talking about is a very small beach. There's rarely more than 20 people on the beach.
Still,
And it's the beach is big enough that even if those 20 people lined up 6 feet apart, they wouldn't go all the way across.
Okay.
But yeah,
still.
being anywhere near the water with this stuff being airborne and waterborne, yeah,
Yeah.
not going.
Yeah, there's a public pool in a neighborhood called Polish Hill, which is particularly queer friendly and especially trans friendly. And I used to like going there. There was a little bit of, you felt a little bit safer when you were
Yeah.
surrounded by other people who were hated as much as you. Um,
We
so,
actually do have a pool nearby, but I don't know that what it would cost to go down there.
okay, because this particular pool here is part of the Pittsburgh public pool system, and to go there for a day cost you $2, literally
Oh, that's not
$2.
bad.
For an entire season, I think it was maybe about 10.
Oh,
Nice.
just buy a season pass.
Yes, and I would
Might
get
be worth it.
I would get on my bike. I would bike down
Mm-hmm.
there and spend the day. Now I can't bike down there anymore because I've moved since that time when I was able
Right.
to bike down there. But I can still I can still
Take the
get
bus.
onto the bus
Yeah.
and the T, which is what they call the light rail around here, and I can get
Yeah.
there. It just
Yeah.
it costs me $2.50 to get there now instead of nothing. I really
That's still not that bad.
I'm of two minds when it comes to this place. I love the
Mm-hmm.
apartment. I mean, yes, there are layouts I would like a
Issues.
lot better than this layout. I mean, this is tiny. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had to get rid of a lot of stuff I didn't want to get rid of in order to fit in here, and I'm still doing it. I had to get rid of all my winter holiday stuff and everything because I had no place to put it, which broke my heart. But I have an actual kitchen and can do actual
Yeah.
cooking. That sort of thing. The problem is that I'm living atop a hill, and when I say a hill, it's next to a mountain. It's next best thing to a mountain, and the only way in and out is a U.S. highway. It's U.S. 30, the Lincoln Highway.
Yeah.
You don't want to bike U.S. 30. They will try to kill you. They have really
Oh.
try to run you off the road and all this other happy stuff. The one time I tried to bike US 30, I wish I could have had a Beretta with me and shoot somebody's tires out because they crossed two lanes to try to push me off the road. That sort of thing. So what I have to do if I'm going to go
Goodness.
anywhere on the bike,
What's that? I mean, seriously, like I can't even imagine thinking that's a good idea.
Mm-mm.
no, and it's the people around here.
One
They
things like that, or taunting complete strangers, or whatever. Is there any part in their head that says, this might make me a bad person?
well, okay. Almost all of these people, I would be willing to say that all of them are Trump
Are bad people.
supporters. Take it
Even
from
so,
there.
I mean, even so, though, there's got to be some tiny gear in their brain somewhere that says, if someone was pulling this shit on me, I wouldn't appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody pulled it on them, no,
Yeah.
they wouldn't appreciate it. But
Yeah.
it's okay for them to do it to somebody else. Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Jeez.
Yeah. Ooh, we got a ceiling fan for Tanita's room too.
Oh my.
To
Okay,
that-
we've got some Am I? What's that word that they use? Roboting. Am I roboting on you guys?
No.
Because both of you are roboting on me. Something crazy.
No, we're not for you or Kate. For me.
Yeah, not either one of you on my end either.
So
Okay, it's got to be something here at the Lavender Studio. I just don't know what it is.
My
Oh, and by the way, though, while I'm looking at this and trying to figure it out, where's the open chat? Okay, this is interesting. My YouTube, it's got to be me then, because my YouTube is freezing. Wait a minute, where are we? Okay, that's doing what it's doing. I'm trying to refresh the YouTube, and it's not refreshing.
He's peeking over to say hi to you.
Yeah,
Oh, good. He's holding on there, yeah.
no, there, buddy boy.
Hey, he's and wants to stay there. Oh, he just fell off.
Yeah, he's a silly kitty.
Yes. That's kind of sort of what Smudgy does on the back of my computer tray. Just pops up.
So are either of you ladies able to see the side chat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is anybody complaining about not being able to see us or anything like that?
Oh, I feel
No.
really glad they can't see us.
They said that somebody turned into a Cylon.
Yeah, and they misspelled Cylon too.
Because right,
CY.
Yes.
CYLN.
yeah, right now, my YouTube is showing up as a blank screen, and I cannot refresh it.
Well, I got it.
Now, here's a question for you, Diana.
What, hun?
I'm going to test something.
Oh, okay.
You know that awful click you used to get when I mute?
Say again, because that I could barely get
Do you
it
remember
through.
that sound that I used to get when I would mute my headset?
Okay.
I want to see if it happens anymore. You ready?
Ta próżnie.
Did it happen?
I didn't hear anything.
Yay! The headset has a mute on the earpiece. If I can push. Instead of on the line into the plug.
Okay then.
So that's good. No, one of my friends who this entire time before they reopened the states did not have a single case of COVID-19 in their city. They now have a case now that they've reopened.
Oh my.
We've gone up 6% in cases in the last week since they reopened.
Oh my.
Sorry.
Oh my.
That was my doctor.
Mm.
My
So,
brain doctor.
yes. So it proves that we're not ready to open yet.
Okay then.
We went from 96. We went 96 cases for almost a week before we reopened to 106 cases as of yesterday. So we jumped 10 cases in the last week, and started out 1 case every 2 days, then to 2 cases every 2 days. So next it's going to jump to 4 cases.
Oh, we're up to here in San Diego.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is just in Citrus County. We've been really lucky with the number of cases, but yeah.
Let's see. According to this, oh, but that's the whole state. Just wanted San Diego. Oh, here we go. San Diego County. Confirmed cases 5,065. Number of deaths 175. And the recovered is a dash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this
Oh,
whole thing is interesting.
Population of San Diego County 2020.
Okay, wait a minute. It might be getting better now.
1,468 people in San Diego County. So I said 1,065 confirmed cases and 175 deaths. Now, I mean, I'm not going to go saying like good because the numbers are low compared to like per capita low, whatever. But at the same time, you know, I do like them odds. Like 5,000 out of 3,325,000. I'll roll those dice right now. You know, for my own personal safety, as long as I take the necessary precautions, it seems to me that I should be okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just find it interesting that we've gone up in 6% in the last week since we reopened,
Mm.
and it's just gonna keep getting worse again.
So, I mean, okay, granted, I feel bad for the people that will get like infected by the idiots not taking precautions. But at the same time, does it make me a particularly bad person to chortle a little when they, the people that are refusing to take precautions are people I feel like we could do without anyway?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, because let's face it, how many of those people are big old maggots, you know?
Oh, I know, exactly.
I'm like,
there were some really interesting new names for the orange mango.
Oh Lord.
Oh yes, Pandermic Dawn.
Yeah.
They've also called him Pandemic Dawn.
which makes more sense.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'll have to look up new names for the orange mango.
Yeah. I don't know. Ever since I heard the Scottish call him a cockwomble, I've been sort of defaulting to that.
New names.
Did you see the recent press conference he was doing where two reporters asked him some questions that he really so he ended
Yes.
like, after
Yes.
those two questions when they refused to basically suck his dick, he ended the conference.
Yeah, the one I don't know which reporter it was that asked a question and is, well, yeah, you asked the question and I recognize and you didn't respond, so go away. Is it that one that you're talking about? And then he finally
No,
just
I
turned
don't
around
think
and
so.
left. Oh, okay.
There were two reporters. One of them asked him something and he evaded it. I wouldn't say successfully, but he evaded it and points at another reporter. And I don't know if it was like one of the reporters that gave him a hard time before or what, but he said, "Oh, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to that one." She's like, "But you pointed at me. Yeah, I'm not talking to you."
I think yes, I think we are speaking of the same one, and I just described it a little differently. Yes. Total piece of shit. Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, it's hilarious. He's such a child.
Yes, absolutely. And it would be hilarious, but for what he is doing to the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still knocks me out that his supporters can look at him and go, "Oh, he is the best president ever. He's perfect."
Oh no.
How the hell
It's
can
like-
they do that? Yeah, I don't understand. I don't.
It's so bizarre. This adulation, this worship.
And there's the word. When you say worship, I'm reasonably sure that one could call it worship without degrading the meaning of the term.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. Like the number of people who have said, "Oh, he's our savior," he was sent
Yes.
by God. This, that, and the other thing. Oh, and did you hear Jim Baker had a stroke?
Yes, I did
Oh,
hear
no.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
I hope he's recovering well. I mean, I don't wish anything on the man. I just wish that he would go away.
Well, if this is the way he goes away, I shan't
maybe,
get too much.
Let me get some coffee, and I can hear you guys, and I hope you can hear me. You just can't see me up in the corner, which is probably not all that bad. Oh my, oh my. Yeah, that's. I wouldn't mind they all went away, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. I think she was trying to do it to Trump. I'm not sure, but there was this article I saw today about some woman who was like going out to deliberately infect someone, and they
Oh,
arrested her
God.
for it.
I didn't see that.
Uh,
Oh my.
I think she was trying to deliberately infect Trump or something.
Yeah, I
But
can't figure out where the new nicknames for Trump are listed, but there were some rather graphic ones in there. Some really funny ones too. I'll have to ask Tornado to find them for me, and I'll share them next on Sunday.
Okay, so I take it the names were a little worse than that Agfu.
Yes,
Yes, okay.
there were quite a few foul-mouthed ones.
Oh my.
Yeah.
There you go. Now we're gonna heat up our coffee and hopefully everything will be good. Yeah, I've got to be a good little girl for a while because I don't know how closely you're watched after you get a strike of any sort. So we'll see.
Oh, did you get a strike?
I got a copyright strike for a film I put up 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
April
Oh
of
my
19
God.
April of
the
2018.
thing is, though, it makes sense the way that copyright works. Like it's still it's still copyrighted. I believe the law is death plus 75 years or death plus 50, something like that, where the copyright holder still retains ownership. Even if you've been using it for 2 years, they may have only just discovered it. So
Well, isn't Disney responsible for copyrights being effective in perpetuity, basically?
yeah, that's Disney's fault.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to see copyright legislation revert back to something a little more reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, you two will stop growling at each other right the heck now.
Oh, boy, you
Been there, done that with my cats.
Yeah.
I think you dinged, Diana.
Yes, that is my coffee telling me that it might be warm enough to drink. Hi, Cosmic Strings. How you doing?
Yeah, unfortunately, I would love some caffeine right now, but I know that if I have it now, I'll be up all fucking night. It lasts a long time. The caffeine high does.
Well, the problem I've got is getting to the point where I'm having a little trouble sleeping if I don't do this. But I've been serenading myself to sleep with my laptop. I'll pull the laptop into the bedroom, turn it on to YouTube Play Forever, or maybe a really long YouTube video, and just let it play, and I fall asleep that way. And it's becoming a bit more difficult to fall asleep without that now, and it's
Huh. Amiga Nuts has given me a new nickname.
Oh boy, let's see.
Nomnado.
Nomnado?
Nomnado.
Nomnado. Okay then.
That
Nom. I guess it was probably a typo. Yeah, that's okay though.
Talk about nom. Oh my word. Oh, yesterday was a horrible day where I actually ate something and then I couldn't stop eating. I had 6 chicken sandwiches. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You go to the grocery store and you get those chicken patties that are about the size of a hamburger bun and maybe 3/4 inch thick.
Yeah.
6 of those.
Oh, good Lord.
So I don't know.
You had a craving for something.
Yeah, it was like I had to, and then I went and did something, and I came back and had 2 more, and then I went to bed, and I got up and I had 2 more. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been doing that myself. It was like 1 or 2 days where I just could not seem to satisfy whatever craving it was my body had, where it was like, I want something. I'm like, okay, but what? Well, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. And it wasn't that, and I just kept like trying to satisfy that hunger, and it wouldn't happen. It was so frustrating.
You have
Oh, Diana.
Yes, dear.
You may get more extra food stamps again this month.
Well, I got a letter explaining
Mhm.
how I was going to get extra food stamps in March and April. I received
Right.
that letter 3 days ago.
Oh my goodness. And did you get extra food stamps in March?
Well, those were the extra food stamps, it seems, that I was talking about, where there
Right.
were, like $400 worth of food stamps that showed up in my account.
Yeah,
Um,
that must have been 2 months worth of food stamps.
It must have been. Now, I don't know what it's looking like.
We got $355 in our food stamps this month again.
Okay,
So
then.
you will possibly get extra again this month.
Well,
And they didn't tell us we were getting them. So
I still have nearly $300 in food stamps still sitting in my account. I haven't spent them
Oh,
all.
goodness. Goodness, woman.
Like when I was on food stamps, they actually would expire if I didn't use them.
Was that when they were using the bills or
No.
on the actual card?
Oh,
They don't-
this was a food debit card, but if I didn't use them by the end of the month, they would expire.
Oh no, they've changed
Oh,
that
here
now.
in PA, they carry over. Yeah.
They carry over.
Well, it sure didn't work like that in Seattle, and it didn't work like that in San Diego.
That's
That's
odd.
icky. No, that did not work well
That
at all.
sucks.
Yeah, because I'd hate to be in a position such as that, because, okay, if they would give me, well, as they did, something like $400 in food stamps, I would have to buy several pounds
Of stuff
uh,
and meat.
yeah, filet mignon, something like that,
Oh,
Oh yeah, I think that's actually pronounced filet mignon.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Oh my. Yeah, just like
But I mean, come on.
Canadian bacon is properly pronounced a slice of ham.
Yeah.
pepperoni sized ham.
Oh my! You know what I'm going to have to do? You mentioned pepperoni, and that brings it to my mind. I'm actually going to have to experiment with making pizza from scratch.
Have you
Where do you
considered
go to buy
calzones and stuff like that?
Where do you go to buy scratch?
Oh my! Well,
The flea
there's
market.
a feed store around here somewhere.
No, the flea market. Scratch, fleas.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
terrible.
for
I
me.
know. Oh.
I mean, there's no special reason for me to do it except to say that I have, that I had done
You
it.
can't.
I remember, I don't know, did I still have these things? When I was a girl, I remember from Chef Boyardee, you would get a
Mhm.
pizza making kit.
Yes, they still have
They
those.
still have those, okay.
Yes.
And it had the dough, and it had
Uh-huh.
a can of sauce.
Sauce.
And you
Yep.
put your own shit on there, and you ate it.
Yep.
Oh my.
I'm
Or
not
you could just
shit on anything.
or you
Okay.
could just use the cheese pizza stuff in there and make cheese pizza.
Cosmic Strings asks, do I have a bread maker? Okay, I actually do have a bread maker. Okay, here's a part of the bread maker that I have. And then there are several bowls that are
Yeah.
in my cupboard that are part of
Yeah.
the bread maker. No, I don't have a bread making machine.
An actual bread making machine would make homemade pizza much easier.
Okay, then. I've actually never had a bread making machine.
I had one, but it didn't work really well. So we would make the dough and then we'd bake it ourselves.
Okay, yeah, because I know that there are certain aspects of a pizza that one cannot necessarily pull off at home, at least as well as one can have them, from a pizzeria.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had homemade pizza that was as good as something I went out and got. Ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
I I think I was
Mhm.
actually trying to say that and using too many words to do it.
Yeah, I've noticed
Yeah,
that tendency.
I think a lot of it has to do with the kind of dough you can make and whether or not it's instant dough or if you're actually using like a pizza or a bread making machine to make homemade dough.
Mm.
'Cause I'm sure that homemade dough would be a lot better than the prepackaged powders.
Okay, yeah.
Still kind of horrified by that time my parents decided to cut pizza with scissors.
Uh-huh. Um, okay, your parents are weird.
Oh, I have never pretended otherwise.
Oh
Yeah, there are times
my.
I wonder what it would have been like to have been raised by parents who were not strange.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. There's that place I liked going to back when the ex and I were still together. It appears that it still exists, so I'm just gonna have to wait for this pandemic to be over, and go down there one day. It's called Uno Pizzeria and Grill. I guess it's part of a chain.
Hmm.
Meh.
Uh,
I don't know. I've very much grown attached to the pizza place we have here called Bronx Pizza. I adore that place so much.
I like the Hungry Howie's. It's actually decent.
Moo.
Uh,
Okay.
I like it much better than Domino's or Pizza Hut, and it's less expensive.
I've never had a decent pizza from Domino's, and I've known
Ugh.
about Domino's since 1974.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this much: Domino's way better than Pizza Hut. Oh,
Well,
Pizza Hut's
yeah.
like cardboard.
Okay, I'll give you that. I've actually had some of the things that Pizza Hut calls pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like seriously, ew,
Mhm.
blah, blah.
Okay, what I'm doing here, or what I'm looking at here, it appears that.
That
Whoa! Don't damage yourself, please. It appears that Uno still does the delivery. I don't know how far they will deliver. No, wait a minute. No, they're not doing the delivery. They're doing takeout. I can't do it. Damn it. Because I have no way to get there.
here. I've apparently got people now calling that monk dude Brother Scooter.
Who? Monk dude.
You haven't watched my latest video, apparently.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, well, there's this guy. He's like no shit, a Franciscan monk, but he
Uh-huh.
looks like he belongs in one of those high school movies,
Oh
that
my.
they were making in the '90s. So I in my video I called him Brother Scooter, and now everyone's calling him that.
Oh no. Hopefully he doesn't
Uh,
get upset about that.
I don't care if he gets upset or not.
But I am sorry
yeah.
about showing up late. We were busy and
Not to
shopping
worry,
and spending
hon, not
time
to
with my
worry.
mother.
Um,
Tomorrow I get to run around and pay bills.
I was a tiny bit concerned that I was going to be flying solo today, but after
Mhm.
yesterday, I kind of found out that, okay, I still kind of can do it. Um,
Well, you on your feed yesterday it said test ignore this.
mhm.
If you hadn't said ignore this, I would have showed up and gone, "Hi."
Well, I didn't see the feed until it was done,
Well,
so
the 20
I
some
Yeah,
people.
definitely ignored it, but not intentionally.
There you
So
go.
yeah.
The 20
Well,
some
it popped
people
up a
who.
little it popped up this little window at the bottom of my screen and said, "Diana Lavender Lady is live," and across it said, "Test, ignore this."
Well, yeah, the 20 some people who failed to heed the instructions didn't mind. No, I was on for about an hour. I was kind of surprised that people were showing up, and so I said, this is only a freaking test. I simply want to know if my
Okay.
system, and I still didn't get all of the bugs worked out of it, as
Mhm.
evidenced today. But hopefully by now they're all worked out. But
Yeah.
I was on the air for about an hour, and I actually was able just to sit there and not do as much and as I've been known to do. Show okay, I can still kind of do it. It's more stressful to do it by myself than it is when I've got some people around. I mean, like Kate, I keep telling you, Kate, I don't know if I'd know how to do a show anymore without you around. It's great to have that conversational thing going, and then you, Mom Nato, you show up, and
Yeah.
it's great to have that conversational thing going again. You play off each other, and
Yeah.
you fill in the gaps and that sort of thing. Um,
Well, I have found that um, everybody's like, well, how can you isolate and not go insane? And it's like, well, you have to learn to communicate with people online, whether it be sitting on a YouTube channel, watching somebody and responding, or like what we do and getting involved in an actual live stream and talking.
yeah,
Although, I gotta tell you, it sure would be nice to hang out in person with someone who's not a cat. I mean, I love my cat,
Yeah.
there you are.
but
Yeah.
they don't exactly have the chats with me.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, no matter what you can do, I mean, at one time it may have been sitting in the kitchen on the telephone, because that's where everybody's telephones
Yeah.
were. Well, almost not everybody's telephones were in the kitchen. Babka's was in the foyer when you came in the front entrance.
Yeah.
It was on a stand there, and then some people had them in their living rooms. But usually in the houses that I knew that were built in the mid-50s, the telephones were in the kitchens. So you sat there on the telephone and you talked to whoever you were. Okay,
Yep.
if it's that way, or if it's this, we're slightly more advanced and we can now talk to 3 people at a time, and you can have 20 people listening to us talk throughout the
Yeah.
world. But it's never quite the same, as you say, Kate, of
What was
having
always
somebody around. And
physically, yeah.
yeah, and I could make I could make a big pot of spaghetti or something, and we could sit here
Yeah.
and eat it, and we could have a little bit of muscatel or something like that along with it. And I know I'm betraying my lowly origins. And
Some sangria and spaghetti.
okay, that would work. That would work. Although the sangria is more Spanish than Italian.
Okay,
But
well,
Okay.
that's the thing.
Real quick, I gotta go feed the cats. I'll be right back.
Okay, we found out that my brother took a DNA test. We are 41% English from England, 27% Iberian, which
okay, so that would be
would
Spanish
be
Portuguese. Yes.
and then 11% Baltic.
Holy shit! Yeah, all right.
yeah.
The Baltic states. Yeah. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
Eastern Europe.
And then there's the rest of it. I don't remember what it was. Like 3% Irish. So I'm sitting here going, well, that explains all the green tones in my skin between the Portuguese, the Spanish, and the Baltic.
There you go. I mean, there are times I think that I wouldn't mind having one of those tests done, but I don't have the cash lying around to spare for something like that.
I'm tempted with some of the money that we got, or if my check ever comes in, just to see if it reads the same as my brother's.
Okay.
I did one of those 23andMe tests, and like these numbers aren't exact because I don't have it right in front of me, but it was something like 30% Italian, 30% African, and 30% Ashkenazi Jewish. And then the other 10% was a little bit of every goddamn thing on the planet except Asian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many people telling me that I look Scottish, and I'd like to know if they have a point. Because
Well,
I know nothing of my DNA, mind you. It's
right.
the slimy bastards are not related to me, happily.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. Well, if whenever the check comes in for you, you may want to try and do a DNA test.
yeah, I do think about that. And
Um,
just out of
and
curiousness, I know I've asked you this before, Kate, and I can't remember what the answer was. What did the 23andMe run you?
About $100.
Oh, okay. That I wouldn't mind quite as much as what I was thinking. Okay.
mhm.
Why? What did you
Well,
expect?
I expect something over two.
Why?
let's see.
Because I thought I had seen something like that, and maybe it was somebody else, or maybe it was a whole bunch of other services that were tossed on top of it. I don't know.
Hmm. Well, I couldn't tell you on that one. It's just
Yeah, $100. I might shell out $100 just to. What would be a whole bunch of fun is,
Yeah.
being able to
Well,
locate siblings or something like that.
Mhm. Well,
Hi.
the problem is that the 23andMe test, like I looked and it said, "Oh yeah, here's a third cousin twice removed or some shit," and I was like, "Well, gee, I mean, it didn't really
mhm.
give me anyone who was close enough to try to connect to."
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
You
I
know?
don't
you
give a shit
see,
about. Yeah.
Ancestry DNA does a regular one for $100, and then they have the Ancestry DNA Plus Health, which screens your DNA, personalized health reports, access genetic counseling resources, family health history tool, that kind of thing for 149, which is really not that bad.
Okay, maybe that's what I
Um,
remember or something. Because
yeah.
the thing here is, there are times I wouldn't mind knowing what my genetic health history is like,
Hmm.
but I think it would have been more useful back in the mid 70s than it would be now. Because I remember sitting in the hospital and the neurologist is asking, well, okay, do you have a family history of XYZ? I don't know, I'm adopted. And you could just, he didn't say a word, but in the eyes, you could
Hmm.
just hear, oh shit.
Yeah, because they've got no clue what could be going on with you.
Right, right. And I was subjected to just about every test they had. Got some things I'd never heard of and have never heard of since. Um,
Right.
oh God, the myelograms where they stick the needle into you and then basically hit you with a cattle prod. And
Ow.
then from that needle they stuck in you, they read what the cattle prod is. But Jesus, it that felt like it felt when I got hit by 400 volts from an elevator panel at one point. God, that was horrible.
See, there's a thing that's never happened to me. Both of those, the medical cattle prod and the elevator thing, just never happened.
Yeah, I got thrown across the hall when I got hit by that elevator. Oh, man. And then I felt the tingling for at least 2 or 3 hours afterward. I'm
Crazy.
surprised. I'm surprised they actually made it through. To tell you the absolute truth, but
And it's got to be like winning 10 cents in the lottery, getting shocked like that and not developing superpowers.
yeah, pretty much. Um, I've been hit by everything. Well, not quite everything, but in anywhere from 70 volts ring modulated, which is what you'll feel if you grab the leads from a telephone. The leads that come out of the wall. That's what you'll feel, and it's annoying. It won't kill you, but it's annoying. All the way through 100 volts from a wall plug to all the way up to that elevator panel, which it had to have been 400 volts. And it was Jesus Christ. I'm amazed that I've made it through this well.
Oh goodness.
Doing a
Now
Donald
I
Trump
have
voice over there.
been. What's fun? Hunting for horses in the middle of the winter, and having to duck under an electric fence. And it's snowing out. You're in blue jeans that have gotten soaking wet. You've slipped and fallen a few times, so your butt is wet.
Oh, shit.
And then you duck under the fence and you go to straighten up and don't even realize that you're still too close and not quite past the fence, and it zaps you across the ass.
Ooh.
Want to talk about pain?
Yes.
No, I don't want to talk about pain, actually.
That is one of the most unfun events to have happened to me while farming with my mother.
Yeah, that's specifically engineered for a cow to feel it and have it hurt.
Yes. And it jolts you. You don't just get a sharp sting. This is, oh my God. It is not the fun tinglies that you want down in that area.
I wouldn't know about that.
Oh, but yeah,
I
you
hear some
feel that
people
for
like that
hours
stuff, but,
after. Oh God, I don't see how.
Um,
About, like people who've been struck by lightning. I've not heard too many accounts about that. Like I've heard people talk about it once or twice, but
there
it sounds
you go.
unpleasant.
My mom had, oh, excuse me, had a friend, Patty Campbell,
One?
that we knew, who got struck by lightning. And she didn't suffer a direct hit per se. It hit the top of her umbrella
Okay.
because she had one of those umbrellas with a spike on the end.
Okay
Yeah.
then. Yes.
And thankfully she was wearing gloves at the time, and it had one of those wooden handles, so it did have some insulation in it. But yeah, she said that she was numb for days
But okay,
afterwards.
did she retain her hearing?
Yes,
Amazing.
she did.
Amazing.
She was very lucky. She didn't even, because she had insulation and rubber shoes and that kind of thing. She was a nurse. Oh, that's tornado probably.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually able to see because I've got the two things going. No, the interesting thing here is.
Hold on, I want to go somewhere with that.
Sure, okay.
You want to talk about being numb? When I had my face done, every now and then my chin and my forehead suddenly like lose feeling for a while.
Weird. What's fun is having half your tongue numb.
Why is that fun?
It's not. It's just that's.
Well, but you said it was fun, and now you say it's not. You were lying to me, and now
Okay, I'm lying. Yes, I'm sorry. No, I had a tooth extracted, and they had to do the inside and outside of my mouth or inside and outside of the gum line, and they had a resident who was being trained, and they let the person inject me, and
boy.
they nicked the nerve that leads to my tongue.
Fun.
And for 6 months, half my tongue was numb.
My tongue is fat.
Were you speaking badly?
Yeah.
Did you slur?
Yes, I slurred. I can't count the number of times when I was eating that I bit my tongue and didn't know it.
Oh, you want to talk about biting your tongue? You remember I used to have seizures.
Yeah.
I have a picture of my tongue where I clamped down on one side of it with every tooth on that side.
Oh.
It looks no joke for all the world. Like
hamburger.
No, not like that. Okay, picture a mud, like a not a puddle so much as a big splat of mud on the ground, and you just tromped on it with a boot, and that boot print is what my tongue looked like after that.
Ow.
So, and I'm
Mhm.
trying to find the picture of it here because I do
Please,
have the.
I don't want to see that. No, I don't want to see it.
Oh,
well,
no
I'm
fun.
doing it anyway.
Yeah,
So,
no, Talon made fun of
Here
me
we go.
the
This
entire
is
time.
it. Check it out.
Ah, goodness.
Yeah, I did that to
Oh
my
my.
self, not
Oh
on
my,
purpose,
oh my.
but yeah.
Right. It looks like you got all the way around your whole tongue because you had
Yeah,
tooth marks on the
come on.
other side too.
But yeah, so it,
But,
it was
Yeah,
unpleasant.
no, TC made fun of me because I tried talking, but like, I can't really talk you. My tongue is numb. And it wasn't side to side, it was from the front to the back on one complete side of my tongue. And when feelings started to come back, it started to tingle and
Yes.
burn.
Yes.
Now, understand that I don't mean this in any kind of prurient way, but how was swallowing?
It was annoying
Hmm.
because I couldn't tell half the time if what I was eating was chewed up properly.
Hmm.
And I did choke a few times. So, and you never realize that when your tongue is numb, you drool,
Yes.
especially when you sleep.
Yes.
But you'll be sitting there, and all of a sudden you'll feel this trickle, and it's like ah, because you can't control it.
Yeah, I had to put up with that. That was really annoying when I had those final extractions, when my teeth were falling apart. I mean, literally. I broke my
Right.
tooth on ice cream at one point. So I had to have everything extracted. You know, I've been wearing dentures from the age of 39. But yeah, I went in, I think it was 4 or 5 times for bits of the extract. They didn't do it all at once. It was do this quadrant, and yeah, you had that whole drooling thing going on, and not fun at all.
So I have a question about the whole numb tongue thing.
Yes, dear.
Actually, did it affect your sense of taste?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I made fun of Mom by saying,
Okay, you're loud.
Sorry.
Turn your volume down on your microphone now that you got that headset.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. But you don't have to yell anymore.
Do it again, and we'll set you on fire. But that's okay.
Hmm.
Why do I get the impression he's probably talking and we can't hear him at all?
Oh no, you'll be able to hear him.
Okay.
Well, no. In a very, very roundabout way, Kate
How's
was
this?
expressing
Still
her
loud.
wish.
Better?
Still loud. What? What was that, Diana?
Oh, in a very, very roundabout way, Kate was expressing her wish.
Oh.
Also, how's this?
Oh, yes.
Still too loud?
No, you're
No,
fine.
That's good.
You're
That's
great.
good.
Terrible
And-
is what it is.
Keep in mind, Tornado, that you can use the headset. You don't have to have your speakers on anymore.
Well, anyway, I was constantly making fun about Mom with the whole numb tongue thing by doing a Jar Jar. My tongue is fat.
Hmm.
My
Fine.
tongue is numb. Yes. Yeah, and I'd go to try to say yes, and he'd be like, "What was that, Mom?" And it was yes, yes. Are you trying to say yes or yet? No, I'm saying yes. Not yet. Yes.
Oh,
was hysterical.
What was? I guess it still is. The newspaper comic, you know, out of the funny papers. It involves a dog and a cat, and the cat is known to say "yesh," or it's written that way, and you know, in responding to the
I
affirmative.
think I might know the one you mean. Is it
I
not
don't know.
pickles, is it?
Might be. Yeah, the cat is
I-
quite black.
I think that might be pickles. I'm not sure
don't
why
know.
it's called that, but I think it might be. Which is weird because like my the newspaper back in Vermont when I was a kid reading the comic page every morning didn't have it, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Okay, what I'm looking at here.
Does it have like an old man and old lady in it too?
No, this is centered on the dog and the cat.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
and you know, I'm looking
Sheridan.
at pickles and it's not the one I'm thinking of anyway. I
Oh.
don't know what the hell it is.
Okay, then. Wait a minute, no, let me. Wait, no. This is not doing what I want it to do.
Mm.
A lot
Oh,
of things are like
cats
that.
give you something to fight about. I love my cats, but I kind of want to hurt them too.
Mm. Okay, is my note to that to sing to making and the thing to over to here is yet. I'll find it in about 3 weeks. And
Of course.
Oh, interesting.
it'll be, oh yeah, that! And the two of you will be looking at me with, what the fuck is she talking about?
Right.
Oh.
I'm not
my.
sure how much longer I'm gonna last. Needing dinner is getting critical. I mean, I could have more of those crackers I was eating, but
Well, I don't
they
know.
don't really seem to be filling the hole.
Yeah, I mean, would they have a sufficient content of vitamins and minerals and
Probably not.
or
Well, I'm just saying that I'm not sure they're satisfying the hunger.
oh well, that
Well.
too. Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
and then of course,
What are you going to
no, you
eat?
don't necessarily have that
Well,
stuff going.
Okay, because they were out of rice, like they've been constantly out of rice, and the rice I ordered online won't arrive till Thursday. When I went out yesterday into the plague infested wasteland of the supermarket, I picked up a bunch of noodles like yakisoba and chow mein type
Mm.
noodles.
Oh,
and
yum.
I think
They're
I'll
out of
do
those
that
out here.
because I managed to find my frozen chicken finally, which is good.
Oh yay.
And I picked up
Just
a
some
bunch of
teriyaki
like frozen
sauce?
vegetables and all that, so I can make a decent stir fry. One of these days, I might decide to break down and make a noodle stir fry with Italian pasta, but I haven't done that yet.
That
I
would
don't
be
know if that would be
interesting.
good.
That really would be
It's a
interesting.
different It's a
Yes,
flour
but
noodle
the
instead of a
point is
rice
I'm
noodle.
yes, but the point is I'm making do with what I have.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
What I really
So-
miss, I mean, I miss like crazy with this whole plague going on and everything. The Chinese buffet up the hill,
Oh,
It's
we were
closed.
just talking about that.
and I miss
uh,
that place. I haven't been in there since December. Come to think of
Yeah.
it, and I really
Yeah.
want all you can eat of
Chinese
whatever
food,
they
yeah.
offer. I mean, none of it's authentic or anything like that. It's all General Tso and it's all.
It's all Americanized.
Yeah, but still, I'm craving, man. And like you were saying earlier, Kate, you know, you're craving this sort of, and I'm wondering if the two of us need to piss on sticks. You know, and it's like I don't know what's going on here.
I'm pretty sure I'm not pregnant unless I was abducted by aliens and had a probe put somewhere.
There you go.
Yes,
Oh.
we were talking
But,
about
I
Chinese
mean,
buffet on the way home today from shopping.
know where to
So,
find a
uh,
Chinese buffet. I know where to find pretty good Chinese food. In fact, the other day I broke down and said, "Screw it, I'll get like some DoorDash going," and ordered what you call it, kung pao chicken and
Oh.
barbecue pork fried rice.
Oh my.
well, the problem with
So,
that
and
is
the thing is, I ate both of them in one sitting.
Ooh.
I shouldn't
Ah.
have, but I did. I was that hungry, and it finally stilled the hunger pangs. So
yeah, our problem is we have really shitty Chinese food around here. It is absolutely foul, except for this buffet.
Well,
The
Anything
buffet is
so,
half an
that's
hour
just
away.
So it's chicken then, because
yeah,
it's absolutely
No,
I
no.
really don't want to sound.
foul.
I get it, Kate, but it's
Okay.
it. The joke was actually better than the food.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I really don't want to sound horribly prejudiced, although I'm going to sound horribly prejudiced. But you, Mom Nato, are in that area where, okay, the only way that anybody knows about Chinese food is all the Long Island Jews that have retired to your neighborhood, who
pretty
would,
much.
you
The
know,
snowbirds.
break the high holy days fast by going out to the local Jewish restaurant. You know, I dated someone who
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, it's a shame because if somebody would just open up a decent Chinese restaurant out here, they could make a killing. They really could. For example, ordered the first week we were here some pork fried rice. Pork fried rice is not supposed to be spicy.
Mm.
It's not.
That's true.
They had Chinese peppers in my pork fried rice.
Oh boy.
And they overspiced it, and it was just absolutely horrible. And the sauce that they put on the what is it I get? Egg foo young wasn't even brown.
Oh no.
It was red.
Oh no. No.
Yeah, and it wasn't. Yeah, that's just. It was horrible. What? Yeah. God wanted women to wear earrings. He would have made a hole in their ears before birth. It's never been his plan. Dear, even tiny earrings on
Who
your
the
ears will
hell did
take
that?
you to hell. Repent.
Who
I found
Oh,
it on
made that?
Facebook, and I
Good
had
Let me see
God.
Let me
Oh
see
my
that.
God.
Can you show that
No,
again?
but that's the thing is, this is one of the same religions that would have people lop off bits of a boy's naughty bits.
Yeah.
Could you
know.
show that again? I didn't get to
No.
see that.
I could, but I'm not gonna.
It's showing on the YouTube.
That's what
right
you
now.
get for not paying attention, boy.
I mean, which one is it? There's one of the Gospels. It might have been the Gospel of Thomas. I forgot. Where you actually had a story where Jesus was telling the disciples, if my Father, if God had meant that people be circumcised, He would have created them that way. So I mean, even some of the people of that era were, you know, like, what the hell is this bullshit? But
Yeah, we weren't given a choice, so.
right, because of that
They-
whole military
yeah.
hospital thing, yeah.
What the hospital does it no matter what. You can't tell
Yes.
them no.
Unless
That's
you say
weird.
it is a religious against your religion, they're going to do it anyway.
And then what? They
Mm.
probably checked where you went to church, right?
No, we weren't going to church at that point because we were in Japan. We wouldn't have understood the service anyway.
Oh my word, my word, my word.
And
You
Well,
said you put it in the chat, right, Kate?
no,
no,
Huh? What?
no. I shared my screen.
Darn. Can you at least tell me where to find
on
it?
Facebook.
It's
I found it on Facebook.
Da Porozhnie.
I don't know what part of this is a sin yet. If you want to see it, you either got to hunt it up or ask me really, really nicely.
Yeah, like that's something Tornado's known for, right? I'm just being a pain in the butt. Oh, well.
Well, I might as well.
You know, I wouldn't stress about it to carry you. Show
It-
picture. I mean, seriously, like, get down, just go to your room and the coat for a while. We'll be here. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Okay.
my.
I mean,
Uh,
like I'm pretty glad I don't have a mustache to twirl evilly, but there's times where it would be evil.
yeah. Oh man, you talk about twirling the mustache evilly. That
I'm not
reminds me
finding it.
of The Great Race.
Don't worry about it, Tornado. Really. Don't worry about it.
I mean, if there's ever a film that I would recommend to everybody in the entire world, and of course they would either ignore me or tell me that it was full of shit, it would be The Great Race, the way Jack Lemmon and Peter Falk played off each other. Wow.
Mm.
Jack
They've been
Lemmon
in a bunch
was.
of stuff together, haven't they?
Say again?
They've been in a bunch of stuff together, haven't
I'm
they? Or am
pretty
I thinking of
sure.
someone
I'm
else?
pretty sure, yeah. In this particular film, Lemmon was Dr. Fate, and Falk played his bumbling assistant, Max.
Oh.
Dr. Fate, are we talking?
You know what I
the-
actually really like is when the like the main character is the bumbler and the assistant is the brains behind the operation. Like in the first season of Blackadder, I actually preferred that to where Blackadder was the smart guy and Baldric was the bumbling assistant, because like whenever Baldric would do something intelligent, and for some reason he had that unwavering loyalty to Edmund, but I don't know, I just liked it better where the servant was the smart one.
Okay, then. It does have its own twist, if you will, yes. Where, well, it reminds me a lot of the work environment. I don't know if it still is that way, but I know back when I was out there, where the slave labor, the unpaid, the low paid labor and everything else, knew more about what was going on than the managers ever did. And they would get things working in spite of the management.
Oops.
Harmonica Man says, we have one Chinese restaurant in my town. Today I saw 3 people waiting for egg rolls at the window, so the cops had to come and break it up. Oh, Lord.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
I mean, okay, like here, a lot of restaurants are open, but what they did was they set up a table in front of the entrance so people get in. And you give them your order, they bring it like to a separate window or something, and then you go away with it. Like there's no sit-in dining, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Right.
But apparently you can do that here in San Diego. In fact, I did it once because I was like, I needed to get out. So I hazmated up and went on a walk. And I passed Panda Express and said, fuck it. And, went there and didn't get too much, but I got something.
You know, that's
So-
something I might actually have to do now that you mention it, hon, is go on up in that direction to see if those folks are still doing a takeout only sort of thing. I'd be willing to load up on takeout Chinese food and walk it back here just to have some.
Mm-hmm.
It's been
Yeah.
a long time since I've had. I mean, their food is nothing spectacular, but I like it, and I miss
Well,
it.
the real problem though with Panda Express is they decided, okay, we're only going to make our most popular items, and my favorite item is not one of them. Now, granted, my second favorite was, but I really, really wanted the Beijing beef. Damn it! I
Okay.
like the spiciness, but the only other thing I was really able to get was the Kung Pao chicken, which I've developed quite the taste for it, and yeah.
Yeah, this place, the Bamboo Garden, most of its dishes are chicken dishes. They do have the whole. Okay, they've got the beef and broccoli, and they've got the pepper steak thing going. That's really about the extent of their beef, but I love the chicken stuff they've got going. They've got a garlic chicken and the General Tso's. I don't mind. Well, I can do my own General Tso's. It's just that if I make the General Tso's here, I spend the next 3 days cleaning up after myself because I use every dish and pot and everything in the house.
Well, I kind of know how that is. Just because when I make the barbecue
Is that
pork
a
fried
deer?
rice here, it takes a really long time to. I mean, it takes a lot to do it.
Uh-huh.
That looks like
So
some sort of deer.
it's a cow, silly.
Ah, I love you, cheeseburger. I
Oh.
love you, Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah.
There's something else I haven't had in a dog's age, and I'm waiting for my stimulus check. Because I will go down to Strip District Meats, and I will buy deer steaks, and I will bring them home, and I will cook them, and I will eat them, and I will be very happy because I haven't had deer steak in 10 years.
Diana,
Yes, dear.
deer are friends, not food.
I have no problem eating and wearing
Ah.
Bambi. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I will cheerfully eat Bambi's mom.
Okay, then.
I mean, okay, to be fair, I've never eaten deer. It's never come up. I've never had the opportunity.
I love
But I
this
have
guy.
had elk, which is about as close as I'm going to get.
Okay, then. Yeah, I had a friend who ran one of the local delis in Homestead where I lived years ago. He had a friend who would go deer hunting every year. And it was through that chain that I got a good bit of deer steak and deer sausage. And oh God, it was so good. Yeah, because not only was it an ungulate, it was an ungulate taken from the wild, and it had that certain gamey flavor that I absolutely love. Yeah, a domestically raised ungulate doesn't quite do the same thing. Oh well. Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I could afford it because I would be out in a tree braving the cold and the rain and all this other stuff with a rifle just waiting and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, Bambi, come
I've never
on.
actually
Deer.
I've never actually killed my own food. But I mean, maybe fishing counts. I don't know. But
Yeah, fishing counts.
Sure.
but I've never actually like gone out with a gun and shot my own food. That one's never happened.
Deer that are raised in captivity, they eat mostly corn.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to eat a feed versus berries and brush and grass and all the things that flavor the game
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
taken in the wild. And that is why they don't taste right. They taste they have no true gamey flavor. I mean, you can
Right.
tell the difference.
Yes.
And yeah. It's kind of like raising or eating a turkey that you catch versus a domesticated turkey.
I've never had that honor. I've never had a wild turkey. I wouldn't
My mom.
Really? I mean, I tried it once. It's not my favorite. I still prefer rum.
Okay.
Wild turkey, yeah.
I mean, come on. That was
Yeah.
just sitting there all pink and naked.
Yeah,
I had to
yeah.
point at it.
Yeah.
I
Mom
cook with
went
wild
out.
turkey.
Yeah, Mom went out one year and caught our turkey
Oh my.
for Thanksgiving, and she took it to a meat processor. They completely plucked it and everything else, and cleaned it and dressed it for her, and she brought it home, and we ate it for Thanksgiving dinner, and it was very plump. It was very flavorful. It's the difference between something wild caught and something raised in captivity is
Yeah. Now there's the thing.
striking.
There's the thing I never understood though. I never understood this thing that people have about serving up a turkey in a waistcoat and a top hat. Okay.
What?
When my
Is that
neighbor
really a
talked
thing?
about dressing the turkey.
Yeah, dressing the turkey.
Oh, okay, whatever. It's
Mhm.
not funny. Although you
No,
and
but
I
you're
know
expressing-
I've mentioned it before, but you notice you've seen the video where someone pulls a smaller turkey out of another turkey,
Oh yes.
and you actually get those girls that go, "Oh my god, it was pregnant" on the video, and it's like,
Oh,
that's
God.
not
Yeah.
how turkeys.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
This is
birds,
what?
for Christ's sake.
Frank, I absolutely
They're not viviparous,
What is this?
There's a video, actually, probably multiple videos of this happening, but there's one in particular where someone brings home a turkey, like a dad brings home a turkey, and he's about to like put it in the oven, and he's looking, and he goes, "Oh my god, what is this? What?" And he reaches into the turkey and pulls out a smaller turkey. And the kids wig out over this, and one of them goes, "Oh my god, I'm pregnant." And it's like, yeah, that's not how turkeys.
Are you sure it was
reproduce, right?
another turkey and not just like a chicken or something?
It might have
Well,
been a
whatever.
chicken in
Well,
there or
someone pulled a
something,
bird
but still.
out of another bird, and like the people watching had a fit.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, they don't even know that birds are
Turkeys.
oviparous rather than viviparous. It's like no, they have
Yeah, they have eggs. They lay eggs, not live birth. They're people.
But now you've got me thinking. Okay, I've got a couple extra bucks. Maybe I should get a couple Cornish hens.
Ooh, might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Cook one and
I don't
freeze
remember
the
what it
other.
was. There was a TV show or something where one like heard Cornish gay men, except they kept calling it Cornish gay men, and like people kept having to correct them, and they're like, "What? Yeah, Cornish gay men." Yeah. But anyway,
I got to up these to these things to looking to making. No, by the way, there's a definite grammar involved with that. I have to write that down at some point. Look at this. Cornish game hens with garlic and rosemary.
Ooh,
I've got the
I actually don't know what rosemary tastes like, but I'm totally down with garlic. Like, I mean, I know I've had rosemary. I
bear
just
paw
like it's been in something, and I honestly don't know what like if I were to try to identify it in a dish, do it is my point.
It has
Bear
a
paw
flavor
stew.
that
Do I even want to know?
Wait, too many at once. What?
The flavor is faintly reminiscent of gin, because rosemary is not all that distantly related to juniper.
Well, I cannot stand the taste of gin. It's way the fuck too bitter, so I think I'll avoid rosemary.
Yeah, it has a sort of.
In fact, I will say this: gin tastes like nothing bitter to me.
Okay. Yeah, to me,
It is.
to me, rosemary tastes the way a pine tree smells.
Ugh. You know what's sad is there's actually pot that tastes like that when you smoke it.
Oh my.
Like literally, it advertises it as this tastes like pine, and I'm like, yitty poo. But it has some that are flavored like citrus too, and that's actually good.
Okay.
Ooh, chocolate.
Reminds me of
Oh,
Blue
no,
Gibbons.
pot that. What?
Sorry, I saw a picture that is the closest I've ever seen to making me want to go vegan. Here,
Oh boy.
let me show it to you, and hopefully you'll figure it out.
Oh no!
Oh God! It's Trump steak.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
that?
When it comes to great steaks, I've just raised the stakes.
Oh, that reminds me. I found a good deal yesterday. I found 2 T-bone steaks for $10
Nice.
with the Winn-Dixie card. It was $28 and they had it on sale for $10.
Wow.
Yeah, so I grabbed a pack.
These
Yeah.
were not 2-ounce steaks, I take it.
Oh, they're pretty thick.
Because,
Um,
oh my word. Well,
They're bigger than my palm.
there's so much that's
They're bigger than
not
my hand,
at the
actually.
local
Yeah.
Squamard.
Yeah.
But where they
We went
usually
there
have.
today.
Will Smith?
You don't get it,
Dwayne
huh?
The
Oh,
Rock
okay.
Johnson.
Yes. I get it.
We will rock you.
There you go. Yeah,
No,
Yeah,
when
I saw that
Wow.
on Facebook and I had to share. I had no choice.
Well,
Yeah.
it took me a few seconds. Okay, what would that be? It's pointing at me. Will rock. Oh, we will rock you.
That is
Yeah.
to into. No, when I was up at the Squall Mart, the last time I was up there, the seafood section was entirely empty. But what did
Mhm.
catch my eye next to the seafood section was where the lamb was. Oh my! And I was so tempted. I mean, the stuff was only
Ooh,
about
rack
$7 a
of-
pound.
A rack of lamb with mint jelly. Oh.
Oh my word! I cannot even tell you how long it's been since I've had a rack of lamb.
I haven't had a rack of lamb with mint jelly since my granny Wimbeck was alive when I was 18.
Okay,
You know, I've
then.
had lamb, but for the life of me, I could not tell you what the hell a rack of lamb is. A rack of lamb?
Pretty close.
No, it's the ribs, the rib cage.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
and the
Yeah.
way
bend
it's
around
set
into
up,
a circle, and then you put those little things on the
yeah,
ends
little
of the
things
ribs.
on the ends to keep the bones from burning.
I think I was a girl the last time I had a rack of lamb.
Mm.
And
Well,
when I say
I'm-
girl, I mean
I'm-
single digits.
Well, I was 49, or I'm 49. Last time I had it was before I was 18. So, yeah, it's
the
been
last
30
time-
years at least.
The last time I've seen anyone eat a leg of lamb was before a meeting of the local atheist group. We went to a restaurant run by somebody out of the Middle East. I can't remember if they were Arabic or Lebanese or what the hell was going on. But one of the guys ordered a leg of lamb, and he was sitting there eating the leg of lamb and enjoying the fuck out of the leg of lamb. $70 for that dinner he paid.
Holy shit.
So why on earth would you have a lamb made out of Lego?
I don't know, but it's just the way some people do it.
Now, I've had lamb chops before.
Okay, then, yeah, at the Squall
Well,
Mart
but
they
we-
had at the Squall Mart they had leg chops,
Yeah.
and I was so tempted.
Yes, not the puppet. Not the puppet.
Oh gosh, I used to love that show.
You know,
love
I've never
Cherry
watched
Lewis.
it. Never
Oh,
watched it.
God. Lamb chop was so great back in the day.
Mm.
What was her name?
Sherry Lewis.
The puppeteer
Sherry
was Sherry Lewis.
Lewis,
Yes,
Yeah.
she had lamb chop and the donkey. What the fuck was the name of the donkey?
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Suffering leads to succotash. That's funny.
That's something I want to have. Now that you mention it, so I haven't had succotash in quite a long time.
I actually have
I've
no
never
idea
had
what the frick succotash is. I could not identify it in the food lineup.
It's a vegetable mix that includes corn and lima beans. I'm not exactly sure what else is in
Doesn't
there.
it also include pumpkin and squash?
Yeah, it just might. It just might.
Sorry, what was the first part of that you said?
I
Corn
believe
and
they're-
lima beans.
Corn, yes.
Ew. Ew.
Yeah.
Double ew.
Yeah. I hate lima beans. Lima beans are.
They have a very unique
Foul.
flavor.
It's
Yes.
not the flavor.
But,
It's the
like-
consistency.
Before the rest of the world started actually, well, the rest of the US started getting into like health foodie shit. My parents tried to make me eat hummus, and I refused.
God, I
just
love
based on,
hummus.
just based on the smell, I refused.
Okay, then.
It
I
smelled so
I mean, nobody's
fucking nasty.
perfect.
I don't like. I okay. I like cream of wheat when it's smooth before uh when it gets cold and it starts to solidify. I can't stand once it starts cooling off and gets lumpy. Um, anything that's the consistency of mush, I can't eat it.
Ugh.
My mom is one of these people who likes to soak her beans overnight
Okay.
and then she cooks them for hours. So they turn soft enough that if you press them with the fork, even the slightest bit, they fall apart into pieces. So it's mush.
Well, that's what the recipe books tell you. You're supposed to be able to crush
Right.
them against the roof of your mouth with your tongue. Yeah.
Right, but I can't stand that. It is.
Yeah, I like a little bit more
Ugh.
crunch going on.
And she doesn't understand that I can't. She always asks me, "Well, I'm making some ham and beans. Do you want to come over and have some ham and beans?" And it's like, "No, Mom, I can't stand mush. Mush." And she's like, "But that's the way it's supposed to be." I don't care. I don't want it.
Does
It's
she
Movies.
still ask you that
bland.
now?
Yes.
Well, if she ever asks me for that, I'm gonna say, "Sorry, Grandma, I don't eat poison."
Oh, please. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. But yeah, it's, oh, God, there's so much I haven't had in a long time. You're reminding me of all of it. I'm going to have to make some of it and things and stuff. But,
She also likes split pea soup.
oh, I love that stuff. Yes.
Yuck.
I don't know.
I eat a lot
I
of weird
refuse
shit.
to eat anything that looks like if it came out of my own body, I'd have to wipe.
No, I refuse to eat anything that looks like it got spewed from The Exorcist.
Close enough.
Well, that was
Yeah.
pea soup.
I know it was, and I feel so sorry for the actress. She said, I believe that she never ever wanted to see pea soup again after playing that part.
You know, I really need to watch The Exorcist. I think I did back in high school. I remember really only the highlights that everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah. And they've got more than one.
Well,
I think there are,
yeah.
what, 3 or 4
I
of
actually
them?
recently
Yeah.
watched Poltergeist and was actually quite bored by it.
Yeah, Poltergeist back in the day when you were a kid was a good movie, scary movie. But yeah, not anymore.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. My anti-violence hippie parents wouldn't let me watch Gremlins.
Oh,
And I
Oh,
remember,
God.
I remember that Gremlins was like everyone went, "Oh my God, so scary!" And I watch it now, and I'm like, "What are you kidding me? This is
It's
hilarious. It's clearly a comedy."
Yeah.
And then there's the other one. What was it? Halloween 3 that was supposed to be so horrible and scary and everything else, and a bunch of crickets. What's the big deal?
Wouldn't
Suspense
know.
horror. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, there is something I kind of want to try. Why am I blanking on the dude's name? Made the Mad Max movies, but one of his philosophies was make the violence happen off screen, just show people the aftermath. And I mean, it actually kind of works. Where it's like a number of the cars that crash, a number of the explosions that happen, the people who get shot, that it all happens off screen. But for some reason, it affects the audience even more because what they imagine is probably more horrible. And
Right.
so, like with this animation I'm working on, and I'm more progress on it, I'm tempted to try it.
Yeah.
Are you're thinking of
what I'll
what's his
call the
name?
psycho
Mel.
effect.
For some reason, I
No.
want to say George Romero, but he's the zombie guy.
No.
The Road Warrior. Let
The
me just hit
Australian-
IMDb real quick.
Australian.
Yeah, but
I want to say Mel
I
Brooks.
don't
But it's
remember
not
his
Mel
name.
Brooks.
No.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson is the actor, but the director
Right.
is George Miller. He's the
Okay.
one that was doing the make the violence happen off screen. Mel Gibson didn't direct shit. So, you know.
Yeah, as
No, I just couldn't think of who the actor was in.
Yeah, but the actor wasn't the important part of what I was saying.
Okay, I'm sorry.
now, as much as I hate to admit it, I actually like the Mel Gibson Hamlet.
I
No, I
never
didn't-
saw him as in Hamlet.
There was
Yeah,
a
I
certain-
watch Hamlet in the first place. Shakespeare sucks.
There was
I
a
like
certain
Shakespeare.
comedic element, darkly comedic that he lent that. Nothing at all like Sir Lawrence.
Laurence Olivier.
Yeah.
I loved him in Lawrence of Arabia.
Laurence Olivier of Arabia?
No.
My understanding was that Laurence Olivier and Lawrence of Arabia had a little something in common, but you know what the hell?
I think that the story was based on something that happened to him. But I could be wrong.
That happened to
Laurence Olivier.
Lawrence of
Who was the
Arabia
actor?
Lawrence of Arabia was a historical figure.
I didn't say he actually had. It's based on something that happened in his life that was similar. I could be wrong. It's been ages since I saw.
You know, I still
or read about
wonder,
it.
like the people that have, like famous people have names like, say, Lawrence or William Shakespeare or something. I mean, these people were kids at one point. And I have to wonder, like, you know, when he was a kid, did they call Lawrence of Arabia Larry? When William Shakespeare was a kid, did they call him Billy? Or was he
Probably.
always William from birth on and no one ever nicknamed him?
Or Will.
Well, yeah, but the point is the nickname, not like the specific.
That's a good
I'm just
question.
wondering if people did that, or was it
Ah.
not proper, and we only have nicknames like William or sorry Bill or whatever now. I don't know.
I don't know.
I just has to look this up and see.
Angry typing.
No.
Yeah, people are reacting to what I put on Facebook about how, like, I got my bailout corona check 2 weeks ago. Like yesterday, I got a letter from the IRS that said, you can get your check soon. I'm like, I don't think I'm getting a second check, but I wouldn't complain if I did.
Me either. I'm still waiting for the first check.
Well, you know,
Wait,
I'm
no,
quite
I
willing
thought
to
you
have
said that you
seconds
got your
before
money
everyone
now.
else has firsts. So,
No, I thought you said that you got your stimulus check. No?
No, Tornado
That's what
got
I
his.
Okay, yeah, because I'm still waiting for mine, and
Yeah.
they won't even tell me what the status is. You know, we don't have the information,
Yeah.
and I can't call
what I
anyone.
getting. Yeah, and that's the frustrating part. I know that part of the issue with mine is I went through TurboTax, and they're having a lot of problems with TurboTax.
Yeah, because what I would like to know is, am I entering my information the way they have it? Do they not have my information? Am I
That
even
is a
eligible?
giant
No, I think I am eligible, but you know.
well, I mean, that's something that's happening to me with my health insurance. Is every 6 months they want me to renew it to tell them what my income is, and they always want it in some persnickety format, but they won't tell you what it is.
Yeah.
You know, like actually, I called up the helpline that they have, and I said, "Look, you guys have rejected my info like 3 times. Exactly how do you need this?" And they wouldn't fucking tell me. I had to get it right on my own. And it turns
That's
out
ridiculous.
that giving them screenshots of, like, say, for example, my YouTube revenue is not good enough for them. But if I were to write down my income on a receipt from the supermarket and give them a screenshot of that, it's cool. Why? Because I hand wrote my name on it, where the like Patreon revenue screen doesn't have my name on it, and they're not willing to take that. Even though I'm like, look, this is my income. It's right here. You can see. They wanted it like with my name on it. So I hand wrote it and they accept that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I even
Yeah.
put my signature on the Patreon income thing. And I was like, look, this is under penalty of perjury. I'm not fucking lying. I signed it for you. And they're like, we don't care. We got to have this, that, or the other thing. I'm like, what? It doesn't make sense.
That sounds
Oh.
like with me when I was reapplying for my food stamps this last time. The woman wouldn't contact us. We left, I think, 7 different voicemails over a period of a week, asking her to contact me because I hadn't heard from her. I wanted to know if she needed anything else. Did she receive the information? And I started calling the helpline, and they're like, well, she has 30 days until the 30 days is up to approve or reject you. I'm like, yes, but I keep calling her, asking her to tell me if she needed anything else. And then she turns around and declines my food stamps, saying she needed a copy of the deed to my house and that I didn't provide the information that she asked for.
Bullshit.
Yeah, she never sent me anything that said she needed a copy of the deed.
Fraud.
Well, so I filed an appeal and talked to somebody, and they're like, and explained to them, and I said, you can look up on the food stamp site for Florida that shows the notices that she sent me that said she needed information. And you can see that all she asked for, I provided this within 2 days of her asking for it. And from what I understand, the lady got fired because I was not the first person to be refused. And they had proof of the fact that I'm a resident in Florida because they had a copy of my driver's license. So
What she did was highly illegal.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Hold on, let me see it.
Oh my God, just ask the 6-year-old if he understands why there's no school. He said yes, because they're out of toilet paper.
Oh man, I tell you, it is totally amazing. Now I am so happy that nothing like this happened when I was 6 years old, or
Oh,
at
my
any
God.
age like that, to where there would have been no way at all to have any time away from those two.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
I'm frankly shocked you didn't just run away.
Yeah, really.
You don't know how tempted I was.
Well, I'm actually falling asleep
The
again
only-
over here.
Okay, so
I
good
kick
night.
myself now.
See you
When I-
guys.
Well, take care, honey.
Bye, sweetie.
When I look back on it now, I could kick myself for not running away. I didn't because I was afraid of destitution. Had I known what my life would be like, 50 years down the road, I'd have done it in a minute because, how much worse could it have got?
They probably didn't have legal emancipation back then, did they?
Oh, they did the whole emancipation thing, and I looked into it. But I was afraid of destitution, and I backed off. And I am so pissed off
Well-
at myself for having done it, or having backed off.
There was a time I told my mother I was going to cut her out of my life simply because of it. It wasn't as bad as what you're describing. You know what? explained how my mom is one of the most closely centered people there is. Because she is. I mean, like she doesn't have that self-awareness that tells her, you know, you're fucking with people right now and it's unnecessary. I describe something that was symptomatic of her entire attitude. When we were visiting my grandparents, and for the hell of it, we went with them to bingo night. Happened to win. And before I could bingo, she grabbed my card and went, oh, bingo. And I'm like, you just fucking a moment of victory here. But that was the kind of thing she'd do. She'd get overly excited and not notice that it was did it. And I was like really not okay with that. And, you know, that was far less trivial. And after I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So, like I say, not as what you've described, but, you know, imagine dealing with that constantly.
Oh yeah, I get where you're coming from, and God, that must have sucked rocks. I mean, seriously.
And if you ever pointed it out, she would give you this puzzled look and go, I don't think I do that. And it's like, what you just did. I remember once, like, I told her, Mom, do you have any idea just how loud you chew? You know, because she couldn't just mash her food with her teeth. Sometimes she would open her teeth, open her whole mouth, just climb her teeth apart. She that made it sound like she was walking through mud. And I tried to explain to her, like, stop doing that. It's like really loud, really annoying. It makes it hard to eat my own food. She gave me that look. I don't think I do that. So, like, at the next meal, I snuck up behind her with a tape recorder and recorded it and played it back for her. And, like, she kept laughing and laughing and laughing at it, like, clearly self-consciously, but she never stopped doing it. Like that self-awareness did not penetrate, even though I proved to her that she was doing what I said she was doing. It's so frustrating, you know. And there have been times where she just said, well, that's just how I am. And I finally replied, you think that's an excuse?
There you go. Yeah,
you know, I mean, that doesn't make it okay that it's your nature. I don't care.
I mean, one of the big problems I had, I didn't know where and how I was going to be able to find employment to sufficiently support myself, even though under Ohio law, I could be worked 12 hours a day, 6 days a week at the old man's store without a problem. But I couldn't be employed by anyone else because of child labor laws. You know, think about that one for a while.
Because it was your parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Ohio, if they're your parents, they can get away with anything. They can kill you and get away with it. Literally.
Goodness.
As long as they claim it's religiously motivated, they can get away with it. And it's been done.
That sucks.
So, one of the things I dream about now is somehow getting a service together or something like that to help kids that are in positions like mine was. And even if it has to be done in a little bit less than legal manner, give them a chance to actually have a life.
Yeah. I can understand
spirit
that
them
feeling.
away from where they are and, you know, cross a border if you have to.
Yeah. I don't think I had it quite as bad as you, but I do understand the urge to run away and not doing it because you're scared.
Yeah, there were high school counseling staff who were in on this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't keep it to myself.
Right. Mine was a lot of verbal and emotional abuse that I spent, oh God, 9 years living through when my mom married her last husband before Terry.
I
Sir
like
Isaac
the
Newton
Isaac
invented
Newton
calculus
thing.
during
Yeah.
the plague. Ah! Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, it was not.
Oh.
I got lucky enough that it wasn't physical because I told him I'd call the police on him. But
Wow. Now
that
that
just
song's in my
made
head. Thank you.
everything verbally and emotionally worse. So,
Yeah. I'm just. There's the other thing is I'm kind of pissed off at myself that I didn't get things to escalate to the point where he would have attempted to kill me, or at least attempted to kill me, if not kill me. Had he killed me, it would have been over, and I wouldn't have had to worry about anything. Had he attempted, I don't know if I could have made any charges stick or anything. If I could have, that would have been so much fun. But yeah, he was the kind who would very happily have killed me had he known he could get away with it.
yeah.
I don't know. I
And let
figure
me
if
know
I
as
ever
such.
commit suicide, people would have to ask if I took anyone else with me.
Terra da orquesta.
Well, I mean, there are definitely some people who need to go.
Oh yeah. Moo.
Yeah.
Yes, amiga
Starting
nuts.
to
That
wonder
much
if I
I
should go
knew.
get some of that food I was talking about. I'm not sure.
And as far as I know, that thing I mentioned a little bit earlier with T.E. Lawrence and Laurence Olivier, as far as I understand it, well, I know that it's definite with Laurence Olivier, but at least with T.E. Lawrence, the one thing they had in common were at least allegations of bisexuality.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm going to go since it is 10 o'clock.
Oh my
I'm
word,
going
it
to
is,
head to
isn't
bed.
it? Tahabatokleki.
Yep. So you all have a good night. Kate, go get some food. Eat.
Yes, you need the foods. You need to eat. We do not
Yeah.
want you wasting away to nothing.
I have to get
Yeah.
up and pay bills tomorrow, so I'm going to head to bed. So I will talk to you all later.
Oh, yay. Well, thanks for being by and
Bye.
stuff and things. And
Yep.
yay.
Yep.
Lots of yay.
Bye-bye.
And then, yes, you over there, you Kate person, yeah, we love you. We do
Yeah.
not want you wasting away to nothing, so you might as well get some foods as a
Yeah.
snacks.
Pretty sure that won't happen, but okay. I'm very much not the sort to decide to not eat.
I tell you, it was kind of nice there for a while when I wasn't feeling so good. I wasn't eating all that much, and I got down to about 203, and I was getting hopeful. But now I'm back up to about 205, and I really want to see the other side of 200. I really do, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, I'm still trying to hit 165. So that's where I think I look my best.
Moo.
And, you know, it's funny. Like, I know your opinion on this matter, but whatever. I have been looking at myself in the mirror windows. My reflection in windows as I'm walking to the supermarket all hazmated up. And I gotta tell you, when my face is covered, I'm kind of a sexy bitch.
I don't know there. Well, girl,
I'm
we
just
mentioned
saying,
here a
mind you,
mystery.
maybe it's partly because the mask kind of looks a little badass, but I mean, seriously, like I'm going, hey, I can totally rock apocalypse chic.
Okay, if it works for you,
It does. Xander, don't you dare attack your sister from behind. Don't you dare.
Uh, you're no
There we go.
fun.
He
You're not a
turned
fun.
around and curled up on my lap just as I'm about to go make dinner.
Oh, boy, yeah, I don't know. If he keeps this shit up, maybe he'll be dinner.
Well, that's not the kind of pussy I like to eat.
Okay, then.
Yes. I think my favorite euphemism for that has to be yodeling in the gully. Got that one from George Carlin. I'd never heard it before till I heard
Okay,
him
then.
say it. Well, you know, George Carlin.
I wish I did. I never got a chance to meet the man.
I never got to meet him, but I got to see him perform, and that was cool.
Okay, then.
I did get to meet Penn of Penn and Teller once, though.
Oh, okay, then.
Yeah, I asked him, like, weren't you the guy who went on television and asked someone to kill him? Because that's from the movie Penn and Teller Get Killed. And, yeah.
Okay. Was that before or after the weight loss?
Oh, way before. I'm not sure when that movie came out, but it was definitely before, I want to say 1990.
Oh, okay, so it was a little while ago.
1989. Here we go. 1989.
Bing bong.
Gosh, he looked young then.
Well, he was rather young.
Well, but he looks it is the point.
Well,
Like, let me. There we go.
oh my word, that hairstyle takes about 20 years off of him.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? Have you seen Teller lately? Dude got chubby.
Oh, I have not
I
seen
mean,
him.
I realize he's got to be like 50 something, if not more, but I mean, still.
Oh,
Let's see.
my.
1948. He was born in 1948.
Okay, so he's 9 years older than I am.
Hey, do you know what his first name is?
I did, and I can't remember. I mean, right now he has only one name.
Well, yeah, but now his name is Raymond Joseph Teller.
Okay, then.
Weird thing is, for some reason, I thought for sure it was Arthur, but I guess Arthur Teller is someone else.
Yeah.
Ah, here we
okay.
go. Professor Arthur Teller, Danny Glover, apparently in some movie or other, I don't know, is a former psychologist and expert on children who possesses special gifts when it comes to numbers and is presumably one of the 36 righteous people. What the frig is this from? Because he's played by Danny Glover? I'm really confused now. I guess it's...
Oh, here's something I didn't realize that Teller was that much older than Penn.
Why, when was Penn born?
He's born 1955. He's 2 years older than I am.
Oh, 1955? Sorry, that was, Back to the Future.
Niagara Falls. No, anyway.
Wow, 6'6.5". He was gigantic that time I met him.
Well, he had to have weighed about 900 pounds. I'm
Well,
kidding.
but I just mean like I had to look up quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, I'm gonna go
Yes,
get that
the anyway
dinner
stuff.
thing, and I will catch you like the plague. Have fun.
Okay, hon, you take care. Bon appetit, all that good stuff, and yay.
Laters.
Okay, then. And with that, ladies, gentlemen, germs, and everyone else, let me switch over to camera 2 here. Okay, the input capture's still working all right. So, oh my word, yeah, started streaming 3 hours ago. It's been a little while. Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually head off and eat some more, although I shouldn't. Or at least not as much as I did yesterday. Let's put it that way. I'm not sure I want to eat another, half dozen chicken sandwiches, but we can manage and things and stuff. So, as is my usual, I want to thank everybody who's here. I want to thank everybody who's not here. I love doing this. I really, really do. I do so much appreciate all you guys. I appreciate your appreciation of what we do here. I appreciate your support. All the patrons, you Amiga Nuts especially. I mean, you're totally amazing, really. One of these days I'll have my other closing finished, and you might get some of the accolades you deserve. As I say, I'll keep coming back as long as you guys keep watching. So thank you for that, really and truly. And what I will then, let me get over here. I will say to you all, thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.